attention. I don't think she'll notice me no more. She parties all the time, sipping those finest wines and such. I don't think she'll remember me no more. So I'll be waiting all day, all night. I'll be waiting for her all the time, through the pouring rain or the sunshine. I'll be waiting for her all the time. Ooh, na 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 na. When I'm with you all day, all night, I'll be waiting for her all the time. Since she moved on and she found him, I've been aching, my heart is rusted. So I'm on my own shit. Been the same dog barking up the same tree. I need her out of my life, I need her out of my head. Painting a picture that I'm better off dead. I hope he's treating her wrong, but hope she's been treated right. I love you and I hate her at the same time. I'll be waiting, I'll be waiting all day, all night. I'll be waiting for her all the time, through the pouring rain or the sunshine. I'll be waiting for her all the time. Ooh, na 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 na. When I'm with you all day, all night, I'll be waiting for her all the time. Things that got the best of me, none worse than when you said it's over. My heart's forever broken, and that's why I'll be never sober. Every little thing that I said, I play it all back in my head. And every little thing that went wrong, I'd give it all to go back again. Every little thing that I said, I play it all back in my head. And every little thing that went wrong, I'd give it all to go back again. Hey! All day, all night, I'll be waiting for her all the time, through the pouring rain or the sunshine. I'll be waiting for her all the time. Ooh, na 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 na. When I'm with you all day, all night, I'll be waiting for her all the time. Things that got the best of me, none worse than when you said it's over. My heart's forever broken, and that's why I'll be waiting for her all the time. If I need her.
What's going on, everybody? How we doing? Well, Jesus Christ. He's gone. Oh no!
He'll be back. He'll be back.
There he is. Should we let him in?
Yeah.
He's back. Okay. What's up, everyone? It's October 12th, 2024. It is a Saturday. We are here saying hello. Dave is still gay. I don't know what Matt's doing. Matt, what are you doing over there?
Trying to get his AirPods to
He's
work.
trying to get it together. So we're having our buddy Matt Santos here.
Do you
with us as
guys
well.
know the story about these AirPods?
No, we don't want to hear it either.
So I'm at Pocono Raceway, and I
But then I just carried on living my life.
All right, so we're gonna get to the show, and how's everyone doing out
it's
there?
actually a good story.
I got to do my preamble first, damn it! Don't come in here and start kicking in the door and doing your own thing.
This preamble.
I
takes
told
like
you
10
I was
minutes,
coming
so.
in hot.
I know you were. You know who else is fucking coming in hot? Nate. Not even with the fellas. Just saying these refs who watch this stadium game are insane. College refs are absolute trash. You could just say refs in general. Most of them suck. But anyway, do it quickly. My first little preamble, Epstein client list. We need to make sure we find it. Dave was touched by many rich people, and we need to make
I
sure.
fucking wish. Are you kidding me? I'd probably get some money. Like what? I'd like to be on an island at some point.
Oh, now
okay, go ahead.
we just found out a lot about
Dave would have went to the island willingly.
Would still go at this point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All jokes aside, we need to find out who was on that client list. We'll continue to talk about it every single night until we find out who was on that list, because innocent girls who are still alive now and still walking around were taken advantage, were raped, and they need to get found, these rich motherfuckers that did it. So let's keep going after them. Let's keep mentioning it. Anyone that you follow that also has a show, put it in a comment there. Make them talk about it. Helping for
going to an all-white party.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Dave laughed.
And so Everyone, if you can spare some help for Helene and Milton victims, they all need it. There's a ton of them out there, millions of people that have no power and things like that now. Go to your favorite charity. Definitely go to, do anything like that. I do mercury1.org is the big one that I'm always pushing because they do a lot of good work. So make sure that you figure out your favorite charity, even if you're just sending stuff. Just go ahead and figure out a way to get it down to people that help. And we're going to quickly split the rest of the preamble. We'll come back to the next one because we have Matt here and we don't want to take too long and we don't want to sit there and make him upset because look at him. He's already looking fucking grumpy.
Can I tell my story now about my AirPods?
No, we don't care. Anyway, so go ahead. Tell your story about your AirPods.
I want to hear the story.
So there I am at Pocono Raceway enjoying a Miller Lite. And what happens is I feel them fall out of my pocket and I can't find them. And there's a little gap. So I'm walking around. So I'm like, they must have fell through the bleachers. So I go down. I'm walking around. I get a text from Alex Lynch. He goes, I have your AirPods. I go back up there. They fell in the guy in front of me's beer like an ice cube. He turns around to Alex Lynch and goes, I think this is your friend's AirPods. Hands it to him. Work fine.
Now, how wasted were you when these AirPods fell out of your pocket? Because you are synonymous with dropping every fucking thing that can break out of your hands.
I started drinking water after I fell in the bleachers.
That answers a lot, to be completely
That's
honest.
probably about 20 minutes after. I remember the rest of the night. Went home and watched the Copa America final.
Here's the thing: it shouldn't be a source of pride for you to go. I remember the rest of the night. Like that shouldn't be.
It's not. No. That is framing. That is you putting.
That shouldn't be your badge of honor.
It's not a badge.
That's like saying, "Hey, I have one black friend." Like you're still racist. You're still fucking wasted. Like,
I have two.
Anyway,
That's a good point. That's a
I'm
good
gonna
point.
lose my job at NJM because of this fucking.
no, you're not. No, you're not. No, listen,
God forbid someone watches.
Nobody watches this show. So
Dude, they only have to watch less than 10 minutes and I'm fired.
That's
We're at 7:45.
So, but we have Coach Tommy Farrell in the chat with Champs, and we are getting to that right away. I am pumped that, real quick, that Manchester, the high school, Manchester Township High School, all three of our alma mater, has clinched at least of a share of our first division title with the win, 42-12 over Lakewood. They have to beat Ocean if they, not Ocean, what the fuck am I saying? They have to beat Monmouth Regional
absolutely
if they want to, clinch it outright. But, they have a good chance of beating Monmouth Regional. They have Point Beach next week, Monmouth to close out the year. And just for the historians at home, Manchester did, during the COVID years, get a win, but it was a pod win because they didn't have divisions that year. So they did get a win under Coach Wilkerson when they went 5-3 and got a share of the pod victory. But this will be the first division victory in history. So I am pumped for, our alma mater. Obviously, I played there, things up. So I am absolutely pumped about that. So we're going to, enjoy it here. And Manchester people are going to enjoy it. It's been a long time coming. Matt should have been the kicker for the team for a long time. And Matt sucks.
He's like, no.
Matt just not.
Well-
My eye kind of itches.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Well, speaking of Matt is here for not just one reason, but he has one big reason. Before
He's only good for
gives-
one thing and one thing only.
Before he gives his pivotal review of the Chicken Big Mac, before he gives the pivotal review of the Chicken Big Mac, I want to run through some articles talking about the Chicken Big Mac. This first one, McDonald's Chicken Big Mac is their best new sandwich in years. From
Not
Delish.
true, McRib.
Hold up.
McRib's not new.
I was gonna say,
The McRib is the most
Yeah.
overrated sandwich in the history of sandwiches.
No taste buds.
Well, real quick.
You have to have taste buds in order to know they fucking taste like shit.
Joe
This
Hackett enjoys the McRib.
He did not. This article.
Joe Hackett enjoys showering every 3 seconds.
Joe
too.
Hackett said that he would eat it again. He said if somebody put it in front of him, he wouldn't throw it out.
Okay, real quick. We don't need to go because this article is like loving on the Chicken Big Mac, but here's some pictures of it. It doesn't look too bad in person. You know, it looks fine. This looks kind of disgusting. I hate that they did this.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's
inside of
cut in
what you
half.
ate.
It's in cut in half.
The pink goo
So,
that you fucking devour.
We're gonna keep going. Here's another article on the chicken Big Mac. People.com also loved it. They fucking love this thing. Now here's the promo picture of it, all
Good
done
magazine.
up. Yeah, it's a .com. But here's it all done up for the promo, and it doesn't look too different from when the guy had it in his hand. And right here, doesn't look too bad. Looks fine. So they also love on it. Now, Fox News also has an article about the chicken Big Mac. And in their article about the chicken Big Mac, it goes over social media.
I've seen this argument. I've seen this argument
about it being basically chicken nugget.
Yes, and you can't taste the Thousand Islands.
Yes,
to
and I heard about the cheese not exactly being tasted. So now we've gone through a whole bunch of things about it. Now there's been some division about this. What is your review on the chicken Big Mac?
8 out of 10. Fantastic sandwich.
Wow.
It is different than a McChicken. You were not getting a McChicken.
No, I did hear that. Some people said that they wish they used the McChicken.
I'm going to name drop here. I'm going to name drop. In Rob Capio's word, it is a McNugget, but thin, in a patty shape.
So they figured out a way to make the pink goo flat.
They stopped using dark meat a long time ago.
You know they lie all the time, right?
It's fantastic. I don't give a fuck.
You know what annoys me?
I will say.
What's in a hot dog, Alex? What's in a hot dog?
It doesn't matter. It tastes good.
I will say, Tommy Farrell, right here, Coach. P.S. Chicken Big Mac is unreal, thicker than the beef patty, way more filling with a better crunch. So he's basically agreeing with you.
Wait, that's what he said?
That's what he said right now. Pull it up again.
I can't see the chat, but
you can't see the comments?
Can you see it when it's pulled up?
Underneath.
Wait, I see Chicken Big Mac review, Optimus, and that's all I see.
Okay, no, then you don't see it. But it's all right. But Tommy did say it's unreal, thicker than beef patty, way more filling with a better crunch.
Wait. Tommy. Can you taste the Thousand Islands? Because I could. I could. I don't know what people are talking about.
You could taste it
easily.
Now I will say this, and I think you'll agree with me, Matt. I feel like this experience is going to differ with every single McDonald's. Like
you have to go there. You have to go there at off-peak times and get it without the pickles, because then they have to cook it fresh.
That's a fair point.
That's really good.
That's idea. A good recommendation.
Yeah, I'm no idiot.
Here's the problem.
Coach says yes. He says yes. He did taste it.
Yeah,
damn
right you can.
Big problem
damn right you can.
That they didn't use chicken selects to actually make a good sandwich.
Alex, don't do this to me.
If they would have used chicken selects, they would have made a good sandwich, or even the buttermilk chicken.
Oh, that just means you tried the McDonald's chicken sandwich.
It's not.
I will say.
You know who I bet did? Coach.
I've been
McDonald's
doing that.
Doesn't mess around. They're bringing it down like the Hindenburg. There you go. It is.
I've been doing like the $5 deal at McDonald's, and it hits pretty right. I will say I do enjoy that.
Now I have a question: is it a $5 meal for the McChicken or the McDouble?
Yes.
Or so why is it $6 meal in New Jersey for the McDouble?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't do the McDouble. Wait, but you got it in New Jersey.
Hold on.
I do the McChicken.
Santos, this is the supreme comment right here. Coach Farrell coming in.
I can't see it.
I'm reading it to you. Be quiet, Matt. Give me a chicken select snack wrap with Big Mac sauce. Better than any freaking chicken Big Mac you'll ever eat. Yeah. Go somewhere.
He's thinking about it.
I can see it.
You've never had the chicken select snack wrap with the Big Mac?
I had, Alex.
He's like, is it gonna fucking take me?
What's wrong with you? So, all right. So, in the end, you give it an 8 out of 10. Dave and I have yet to try it. Coach Farrell obviously gives it, high marks, 8, 9, 10, high praise. It seems like a lot of people have. Now, I think David does have a point. Depends on who makes it. It depends on when it's made.
It depends on where you're going to McDonald's.
If it's the cold chicken nugget-esque chicken, that is going to taste like hot garbage. If it's nice and warm,
no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Have I ever led you wrong?
Yes.
I'm not.
When?
Existence. Your existence leads me wrong.
No. See, like I said, though, it just depends on which McDonald's you go to. Because I feel like, so leaving out fast food terms. If I go to like any Chick-fil-A, I don't think I'm going to get a different that much in quality depending on each Chick-fil-A. But if I go to different McDonald's, if I go to different other fast food,
Oh, you will.
If I go to different Popeyes, I'm going to get varying quality, much varying.
Have
quality.
you ever been to a Chick-fil-A in Washington, D.C.?
No, I have not.
Well,
why would I ever do that?
You're just asking for your own demise.
There's a million other places to go in Washington,
dude,
DC.
Worst Chipotle. I stopped going to Chipotle for a good year and a half because they just threw the shit together. I don't give a fuck what it looks like. Here you fucking go. If I wanted a mess, I would make it myself. Yeah, let me make my 1325 and go back to Maryland.
Coach Farrell with the comment here. 2024 Manchester does few things right. Football, track, pickup basketball and PLP, fast food reviews, and local taverns. Coach is getting into the fabric of Manchester, and I like it.
Now, Coach, what is your favorite local tavern?
Don't
you should just have him on. I'm asking him more questions.
I don't want him. Here's the thing. We have Coach on for the formal shows because I don't want him to get fired. Okay? Because this show,
but you want me to?
You're not gonna get.
You asked. You asked to come on.
You did ask to come on. You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Show me a video of this. I don't know what I would say.
You would just, I don't know. You would, the internet's forever. That's all I got to
say.
Is
that you? Yup.
No. Just say no, not my wallet.
Just be like, I was there to talk about the chicken Big Mac, and they held me for the rest of the time. Yeah. They locked me in. I couldn't leave.
So what was all that about Trump? I had chicken Big Mac.
Tommy says, Coach Farrell says Donovans. That's his watering hole. No, I think Matt.
Did we lose Matt?
Look at that. Hold on.
That's a good screen cap. That's a good screen cap.
That. Dave, can you screen cap that?
Oh, fuck.
Did you get it?
Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know which. Oh, shit. I don't know which screen.
Let me see if I can. Hold on. What's my print screen here?
It literally should say print screen.
Did I do it? I think I did it. There it is. Boom.
Good. Because I don't know which display it'll screen cap for me because I have two up.
Boom. Got the full screen. All right.
Beautiful. Matt
is just there. So we're gonna let him be frozen.
Yeah, he's gonna be our happy little boy down there until he comes back. Or until he's gone.
This is amazing. Let me see. Did the
Hangar 21 also sleeper? I don't know. Have you been to Hangar 21?
I really not home often. Yeah. So it's like hard to do that. What?
Okay, he's gone. You have to send him that picture. Let him know he can use it on social media and stuff. That's actually a good picture of him.
That is. He looks like a doll.
He looks joyous to be around, to be quite honest.
Joyful warrior.
Yeah, I hate you. What do you want to move on to next? I feel like we said enough of the chicken Big Mac. Generally, people are enjoying it. It looks pretty good in the pictures, to be quite honest. Other than the half-cut one. The half-cut one looked fucking gross. But sandwiches do look gross. No, but sandwiches do look gross sometimes, depending on how much you put on it.
Sometimes.
So, like, I'll give it that.
I'll give you that. All right. So let's go on to Reddick because Reddick's an asshole. We don't have an article for this one. Maybe we'll.
Let me see if I can find it.
Maybe we'll pull it up.
I thought you did have something up.
I didn't find something about Reddick. I was going to, and then I didn't. But
you start talking about it.
I'll preamble it. So, Hassan Reddick, I went on my rant about him being an asshole, and he's held out since the Jets traded for him. So the Jets traded for him in the offseason. They sent over Bryce Huff and I believe a third that could become a conditional second on based on like circumstances. And he did a press conference. He did a fucking press conference where he was like all in. And then since then, the Jets haven't seen him. He's held out. And my take was he's a dickhead. We want to get him gone. And, I don't think that Howie Roseman and the Eagles was trying to screw Joe Douglas because there's a good relationship there. And as GMs, you don't, if anyone knows business, it's like two owners at the same thing. You don't burn your bridge unless something really happens. And I don't think Howie's going to burn Joe Douglas because he trained the man. Okay. So I don't think he was going to do a trade that he didn't think that Reddick would go on. Now, Reddick has held out since. He's been fined obscene amounts of dollars. And we have not known what has been going on with him. Now, there's some, I guess, minor light shined on this. Dave, you want to pull that up? Because
Ian Rappaport, a couple days ago, October 10th, CAA is parting ways with Jets pass rusher Hassan Reddick, who is NFL's last holdout. He's not shown up to the facility. He's collected millions in fines, and his situation currently has no end in sight. Now, CAA is his agent.
CAA, and so I just want to let everybody know just how fucking rare it is for an agency to drop a player. You want to know how rare it is, Dave? I quite literally have never heard of it in my life. Maybe it has happened, but we're in the generation of like SportsCenter being ubiquitous when I'm young. They would have reported on all of this. I cannot remember a time where an agent has dropped a player, and not just a player. Maybe it's happened to some lower levels, but a star player, an NFL superstar in Hassan Reddick, because Reddick is an absolute bona fide superstar. When he's on the field, you know, he's a chance to get 15 to 20 sacks a year. He's a fucking monster. I think he's like third in sacks since he's been in the league or something like that. The guy's on a tear. But for an agency like a major one, like a CAA, to drop him, it's pretty crazy. Now, we hear all the time about players dropping agents and things like that. Like, that's normal. But for an agency to let go of a star, which, let's be honest, if he wasn't an asshole and he just waited, played it out, the guy was going to get a mega massive deal if he just did what he does. And then the agents get paid, right? Agencies do not want to let guys go that are potentially going to be paid as, you know, you would think if Hassan Reddick came on the Jets, did his job, the next team or the Jets would probably make him the highest paid edge rusher in the NFL if he does what he's capable of doing, because he would deserve it, right? He's killing himself. And for CAA to drop him, it is insane right now to think. Matt, you're back. You all good?
He's back and he's yelling.
My phone died.
You're all good, man.
Why didn't
You're all
Oh,
good.
look now, dude! Now I can see now I can see all the comments. Too.
Wait, are you on a laptop now?
His favorite's Donovan's. Come on, Dom.
Wait, are you actually on a laptop now? The thing you should have had this whole time. Yeah,
No.
he's not even answering. Can you? Yeah, he can. He can. Hear.
Yeah, he's on a laptop. Yeah. So,
but all right. So we're talking about Hassan Reddick being an asshole, Matt. So I'm just going on my preamble. So CAA dropping him and things like that. Dave, you have something pulled up there. What do you have?
This is another story that actually came out today.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
And this happened, but I don't know why they have a video of fucking Robert Saleh there. But this happened actually before he came to the Jets.
Oh.
He was a partner in this home health thing, and he bought it while it was going out of business. Like, it wasn't doing well. But, you know, he became a part of it, and it started doing well. And then he started to leave, and they agreed to sell it, whatever. But when Khan asked his partner for a share of the proceeds during a post-sale confab, he was allegedly physically threatened, reportedly at the behest of Mr. Reddick, the suit says. Mr. Matthews brought over more than a dozen black-gloved men to a business meeting, claiming they were Hassan's personal security, Khan said in court papers. It was at this post-sale meeting that Mr. Matthews made it clear they intended to breach their payment obligations.
Hold on, Matt. Mute yourself. We can hear everything in the background. Mute yourself. Fucking bastard.
Oh, dude, that's the what's it called game.
Well, mute yourself then. Mute your.
There
you go. Until you're ready to talk.
I did, asshole.
And so apparently he's trying to go all mafia on someone, and this happened slightly. Now I doubt Douglas had any knowledge of this, but it almost seems like he hasn't been great in any of this type of structure for a while now.
So in the end, what this means is I may get my wish, because no one's going to want to trade for this guy.
Not anymore, dude.
You don't cut him because whatever. I don't even think he's taking up a roster spot. Will McDonald's playing fine. You penalize this guy. You penalize him and make him go into bankruptcy. Now you do it. Now you you've made a mockery of the team. You're an absolute joke trying to kill people. And he's going to now have someone come try and kill me, because I've been talking shit for like weeks on this guy, but I don't care.
Yeah, you'll be gone soon.
That's fine. Now, listen, we've been targets for a long time now.
No, it'd be good. It'd be better for the world.
I mean, then you could finally name it the David DeGay Show.
Yeah.
And there we go. Matt, do you have any opinions on Hassan Reddick, his holdout, CAA dropping him, all this stuff? No? You can.
You're muted. You're muted.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
You can unmute yourself.
You're muted.
No, let's see. All right.
I know. The first thing I said was no, I'm muted.
I hate you.
But I don't want to talk about it. Hassan Reddick. Next topic.
Wow. Okay.
I don't want to touch that like Palestine. I'm gonna put it like that.
Oh Jesus! All right, Dave, do you have any final thoughts before we move on here?
Not really. You
think
said
Matt
your
summed it
piece
up.
already a while ago. I said my piece
Actually,
already.
you know what?
Okay.
I'll say my piece. I'll say
Let's
my
hear it.
The fact that his agency left him tells a story. This guy's an idiot. This dude's an idiot. Idiot. That's my piece.
I like
I'm
it.
mute myself.
All right,
Okay.
so hold on. Breaking news: Hack No Cap just had his first espresso martini at a wedding. Visual confirmation via FaceTime. Why? Why
He's
does
not going to be okay. He's going to
No.
act as drunk as possible. Now, I forgot. Do you have anything as important as what I want to bring up?
No, bring up whatever you want.
Okay. So the most important news dropped like 3 days ago. And that is that Nintendo has come out with a whole new thing for everyone to use.
You're obsessed with this.
This is the Nintendo Alarmo.
I might have to get this. I'm not gonna lie.
This is the Nintendo alarm clock, and I'm going to let this video speak for itself. It's like 4 minutes. We're probably not going to go through the whole thing, but I want you to see some of what its features are.
That's it.
This is Nintendo Sound Clock
Hold on, pause that real-
Alarmo, an interactive.
I feel fucking gypped. I thought it was going to actually be just Mario sleeping was the alarm clock.
No,
I would have wanted
Dude,
that.
Why is it so loud? Jesus fucking Christ.
Is it loud as hell for you?
At least you can hear it. Shut up, Matt. Go ahead.
It's loud. Yeah, it's loud as shit. Yeah.
Turn yourself down
It is
then.
loud. I am. What do you think I'm doing over here? Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave,
Alex,
play it. We don't have to listen to Mac complain.
If you don't have
Alarm
anything
clock
nice to
that's
say, don't
out
go.
of the ordinary. Let's see what it's like to wake up with Alarmo. Oh, do you hear that? The alarm is going off.
Hey, what the fuck is this?
But Alarmo doesn't just
Alarmo!
play music to start your day.
What?
That's right. It responds to your body's movement with game sounds. Like here, with the sound of coins from Super Mario Odyssey. Or here, with the sound of
The more you move, different things happen.
oh, a fanfare plays and the alarm comes to an end.
We're just really happy that you got up.
You see, Alarmo detects movement with its
watching
motion
you.
sensor.
All right, that's it. Get this thing the fuck out of here.
I haven't used an alarm clock in years.
I don't want that creepy ass thing. No, absolutely not. I don't want it watching me all night.
Why?
Well, how do you think it's going to know?
Oh, obviously.
Wait, give me a good reason why not.
Because what if I have my dick out the whole night? I don't want that thing record. It's recording. It has to
How does
record
it know? How does it know you have your dick out?
because it's motion. When I move, that thing just flops around.
So if you're in a goon sesh, you're going to hear that coin noise the whole time.
The cuck wait, you're talking about the
Can you
cuck chair?
imagine setting
No.
no, that would actually be hilarious. Setting the alarm to you doing the dirty, and then every time you're moving, just ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. There could
It's
be
not a
some great
cuck
memes.
chair until you make it a cuck chair, Dave.
No, we don't have to get into that. That's
We will
not
talk
the-
about the cuck chair one day. I think that has
that's
to
not
be
the
a
stream
topic.
for this.
That's it. Is not the
Are we talking about Palestine now?
No, we're not talking.
not yet. So Matt, would you get an Alarmo?
No, absolutely not. Come on.
Dave, how about you? Are you going to buy an Alarmo?
I don't know. I might. I actually don't. I don't even know how much it is. Hold up.
Yeah, find out how much it is.
It is. Oh my! It is $100.
No,
It is $100
that's a no from me.
for an
dog.
Alarmo.
Not getting an Alarmo.
Holy
no for me, dog.
moly.
As a no for me, dog. No Alarmo. But it, it is pretty cool. Like the tech is cool. It's weird. I don't want something fucking watching me the whole night. That's bizarre. I barely want my Alexa or anything listening to me and it's happening. I don't want to add something to that sphere. And then for I don't know. for it to be yelling at me the whole time, and then as I like move to like get away from it, it's making coin noises at me. Get the fuck out of here. The cuck chair, you mean Destiny? Destiny definitely sits in the cuck chair at hotel rooms, Nate.
It's only a cuck chair until you make it a cuck chair.
Matt, we've known your escapades, okay? You've made it a cuck chair. Anyway.
Yeah, because I'm banging his wife.
I don't know if Dave, could you be the bear in a cuck? Or the bull? Could you be the bull in a cuck section?
Yeah. That's how you know nothing.
No, I don't.
Look, have you played competitive sports? Just fucking, dude, drown it out and persevere.
Drown it out and perform, kid. We need cool heads. You gotta have a cool head out there, kid. You gotta be ready to play.
Dude.
Dave, would you? No,
bro.
This is the topic at hand. Dave, would you be the bull in a cuck chair?
Yes.
In a cuck situation.
Okay, so don't say would you be the bull in a cuck chair?
I said no, you know what I mean.
Wait. The bull does not sit in the cuck chair.
Exactly.
No, but you know what I mean. Would you be the bull?
Yeah, but it's
no, I don't.
Retarded.
I actually don't know
retarded.
what you mean. No, I actually don't know what he means. Sounds like a stag.
It would really it would depend on the situation. There's a lot to take into account there, man. Like if it was someone I knew that came up to me and asked me to do them that service, I don't think I could. I couldn't look at them the same just from that question. I don't think I could look at them.
Question.
What if his request was, would you look at him in the eye while you bust? Would that?
That's even worse. That's even worse. What are you talking about?
They probably make you do some weird fucking shit.
Matt, would you be the bull in a situation like that?
I already said yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he said cool heads, man.
Okay.
Cool heads,
But-
cool head in the game.
But Dave,
Dave is Kamala Harris.
is that an empty message? What is that?
Ambition and joy. I would.
I have a question for you, Dave.
What's your question? Matt, no dead air.
Oh, he's making. God damn it. Okay, let's move on. This is not a topic of discussion.
Yes.
We don't need to keep talking.
We're gonna talk about some weird shit now, Dave. Pull up the Whitmer story.
Okay,
We're going into weird. We are gonna.
This has nothing to do with cucking, but it is still weird.
Looks like it could be. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it looks weird. That's all it looks like. So Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, decided to share this on her Instagram, and I want you to guess what the message of this is. What is this?
Who is that chick? Isn't she someone famous?
She's a journalist.
Yeah.
I want you, Matt.
Is this like that Nike commercial that compares transgenders to the
Could be
Alexander the Great?
It's not.
No.
Or a
Now,
woman?
Matt, after you see, because this is going to be on a loop. We're not going to
We've
watch
seen
it.
this. I've not.
Yeah.
We both have seen this. Matt, you haven't seen this. I want your reaction after.
After you see this, I want you to tell me what she is portraying. What's the message from this small video? That's it. That's the video. What does that mean? I'm going to keep that up there. What does that mean?
That's a weird fucking look, Dave. That's gross.
What does this mean, Matt?
What?
Seems like the type of girl that you go to the club and someone pours out of the bottle into her mouth.
Now, would you rather? Hold up. Would you rather it stay there or stay here?
Whitmer cucks her husband.
Like, I thought I stopped at the other picture. The other picture is much better.
I don't know.
Governor
who
Whitmer. She's the
is.
fucking governor. What is
Michigan.
she? Michigan.
Governor. Yes. She was terrible during COVID. Literally, basically told people they couldn't garden.
And she's been touted as a presidential candidate for the left for years.
Now, can you?
I really don't want to rain on your.
Yeah, it's fine if you don't know her.
Parade, but
you know, but
who the
okay.
fuck cares?
Oh, hold up.
Who cares?
Now you know that she's a governor. What is this video?
Okay.
What does it mean? What is she trying to say here?
Nate, it means scissor me timbers.
I honestly I don't know.
What is he? What is she trying to say?
So, no.
about
Catholics got mad
Catholics?
at it because they're saying it resembled the Eucharist, which I also disagree with. That's a little weird, but
Resembles
yeah,
a blowjob.
But this is about the 2022 CHIPS Act. That's what it's about.
What?
Really came across strong.
What's the
It's them-
wait. Before I pass judgment, what is
about
CHIPS Act?
$280 billion in domestic spending on domestic research, particularly in STEM fields. You'll
what
have
it
to look
is-
into it more.
so
but it's
Matt,
about
generally
loving the
real-
CHIPS Act.
But real quick, what it is the STEM research, but the most important part of it is they vowed to make the microchips that are needed, the microprocessors that are needed to like power everything, because they're not made in fucking Japan and China anymore and shit like that, so we can get them here. That's what the general idea with the CHIPS Act was. Did Matt freeze again?
He might have frozen again.
Matt,
Either that or he cares so little.
we need to. This is also getting screenshot. Thank you, Matt.
Perfect. All right.
All right, that's also screenshot, so then Matt will eventually disappear. But yeah, so that was fucking weird. So here's the thing. I don't even know what that was trying to portray. Like
It was portraying that the CHIPS Act is a good thing and that people like the CHIPS Act. That's what it's supposed to be.
But it was so bizarrely done.
Yeah, it was. Well, because apparently there's a trend like that going around, and that's why she did it.
Welcome back, Matt.
Matt, we have a
They
couple good
don't
pictures.
want me
of
on
you.
this stream.
No,
We're
you're
here. We do.
I don't.
Are you okay?
You're all good, Matt.
We're not kicking you off. Your
Yeah,
computer's
you're just-
fucking with you.
Your internet's just dying. Your things are dying. I'll tell you. But no, it's about the chips.
I'm gonna go back to
about
what.
basically
Oh,
people
Oregon
loving
just tied it up.
That's pretty sweet. But yeah, that's all
I'm
it's
gonna
about.
turn the
It's a
volume
really
back up
fucking
just
dumb
so everybody could slightly hear it. Yeah, you hear that?
video. A little bit. It's fine.
Now that I just muted you. Matt's back.
Matt, do you have anything else to say about that video?
No. Can we veer back to the
That's fair. That's
Big
fair.
Mac?
No, not the Big Mac. Oh, geez. Now the internet's going crazy.
Matt, you're going robotic right now on us.
No, it seems like it's getting back. Alex,
slowly
what
getting-
else do you have before I make this even goofier with my next topic?
Oh my god. You know what? Make it fucking goofy. Just
Okay, we'll make it extraordinarily goofy. Here you go. Matt, I want you to pay attention to this video. I want everyone to pay attention to this video. This video matters. This video is something that everyone should get.
Jesus, what are you doing now, Steve?
A message from the 45th President of the United Ponds of America.
Let's make fishing great again, okay?
He's here, everyone's favorite fish, Trumpy Trout.
No one
the real
has
brother.
ever seen a fish like me.
I actually
Trumpy
watched
Trout
this.
is an animatronic talking fish with a big personality.
I am the hugely bigliest fish in the pond.
Watch his
watched
fins
it.
flap and his large mouth move as he makes speech after speech in high-fidelity sound.
Some bass, a bad fish, crazy fish, criminal fish, and druggy fish. But some bass are good fish, and I only love some of them.
Mount him to your wall or use the built-in stand to display him proudly on your desk. Now you'll never miss a Trumpy Trout rally.
I'm building a new pond, and the bass will pay for it.
Set him to motion activated to
Why are the
surprise his
bats
fins.
Mexicans?
I mean fans.
My fins are big. I have the biggest fins. No fish have fins like me.
Or turn him on and let his inspiring words delight the crowd.
All the fish love Trumpy. They just love me.
Catch Trumpy Trout for yourself or someone you love.
Oh, they can try, but they can't. They just can't.
Treat yourself to this limited edition Trumpy Trout for just $59.99. It comes with your official Make Fishing Great Again certificate of authenticity. Order right now and we'll instantly upgrade you to the deluxe version with desktop stand and Trumpy Trout jingle free.
He is the greatest trout, without a doubt, the biggest fish.
And for even more fun, we'll give you a discount when you buy more than one.
We got the shoreline secure. No bass in this pond.
Supplies are limited, so don't miss your chance to hook the greatest fish of all time.
I am the greatest trout, and there is no doubt.
This is a limited edition collectible from Top Dog Direct. Order now at TrumpyTrout.com. That's TrumpyTrout.com.
This is ridiculous. I would have wanted one if it wasn't for $60. But Matt, you have to cut out. You're out of here, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I appreciate it.
All right, no
Matt,
problem.
thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah,
Have
no,
a good
thank-
night.
We'll see you next time.
Talk to you later.
Later, brother.
Talk to you. What are your thoughts on Trumpy Trout? Seeing Trumpy Trout, seeing the way its lips are. What are your thoughts on Trumpy Trout?
Fucking thing of beauty. It is a thing of beauty. If it wasn't $60, if it was $30, $35, I would definitely buy it.
Now, maybe
we need a Santos snapper or a Quest a cod. I mean, I'm in on that.
Maybe I've been on the internet for too long.
Feral.
Just maybe. Just maybe I've been on the internet for too long.
Coach is just going on here.
When you make, I was actually going to say hack it hell, but when you make a product that have lips like that, it's usually for something else.
Suggestive.
That's not good. People are going to do bad things to Trumpy Trout.
Listen,
very bad things to Trumpy. And the lips move.
You
That's
don't
not
mess
good
with the Trumpy Trout.
That's not good. That's not a good thing at all.
I mean, listen, they don't care. If people are just going to buy it for $60 a pop with shipping and handling, then they're going to laugh their way to the bank while their face fucking Trumpy Trout.
I'm not going to lie. When I first saw that, I immediately thought, kind of want to get that for her father.
Oh, we're going to buy that, bro. Listen, like I said, I would do it for 30. So if me and you each put in 30, absolutely, we are getting that for our father. That's not a question. Of that. Listen, it's tough to buy anything for that man, and I know he watches and listens, so you're welcome, Dad. But yeah, no, Trumpy Trout will be either on his desk or hanging on the wall for our mother to walk by and go, this fucking thing every time it talks to her, okay? Because we know that that's what's going to happen. But yeah, no, Trumpy Trout's awesome. I am very happy that you brought up Trumpy Trout. That is a good surprise. When did this become a thing?
I'm not entirely certain. I only know about it because of G&G and Side Scrollers because I saw they played it as well. So I only know about it because of them.
Right,
but so, it's insane. It's insanity. The fact that people would put that out, it's wild.
So would you get
for myself?
Yeah.
No.
Why not? You don't want Trump. That should be what goes on your fucking wall. You should get a Trumpy Trout and put so every time you move in the middle of our stream, it just yells at you and then we hear a Trump speech.
No, I do not need Trumpy Trout on my. I feel Trumpy Trout would be fucking terrifying. Can you imagine like putting that in your bedroom or something like that?
No.
You get up to go pee.
You don't put that in your bedroom.
Get up to go pee and Trumpy Trout starts saying something. You think you're gonna die. Like it's nightmare fuel. I used to sleep
around those lips fucking flapping.
Exactly. I used to sleep around stuffed animals when I was a kid until like my mind started thinking of like nightmare things, and I was like, what if these things just become alive? Like so, Trumpy Trout, same thing, except Trumpy Trout would do weird fucking things, and I don't want to be like SA'd by Trumpy Trout, so I'm good without that.
I mean, is it SA if it feels good and you like it? Okay.
I feel like it's still that. That's not an argument that's going to win you many points. To be completely honest with you.
How would Trumpy Trout like it would just like float over to you magically and just be like, the bass are going to look pay.
You never know. You never know what Trumpy Trout's going to do.
I don't know. That's fucking weird. The Trumpy Trout. You know, I'm sad that you made a surprise because that buries the lead. The Trumpy Trout should be the main story. I think. You know what? Actually.
You're gonna
Big Mac is getting replaced.
No, you can't. We can't replace the Big Mac.
The Big Mac's going to be second. Okay.
Okay.
Big Mac will be second.
Also, someone did say in one of the articles that McDonald's did miss out on naming it the Big Mac Chicken, like the Big McChicken, except it says Mac Chicken, which would have been a better name.
I'm going to say Trumpy Trout is huge.
Cat Turd is absolutely fucking Trumpy Trout. That's correct, Nate. Yes, 110%. There's no doubt. Multiple Trumpy Trouts, actually.
I mean, there's a few of them that are just absolutely face fucking Trumpy Trout. Yeah, Trumpy Trout is huge. That's what it's going to be. That's going to be our main one because the Trumpy Trout is absolutely needs to be in everyone else but mine and David's house. Anyway, no. So we're going to go on from the Trumpy Trout to we're actually going to talk about the Donald because the Donald had a new policy announcement. And honestly, I truly enjoy Donald Trump's little libertarian streak that he's been going on with all of this, taxes that he is saying that he's going to break, going to limit. So Trump vows to end double taxation for overseas Americans, which, to us in the domestic sphere might not seem that big, but when you're Trump and you're just trying to win any way you can. Now, Dave, I feel like he should have done this about half a month ago, maybe 2 weeks to a month ago, because I said half a month. Yeah, it's weird. Because right now the absentee ballots are getting sent out and things like that. But a lot of them have them, I believe, already, or they were sent out. So usually you get your absentee, you fill it out, you send it back as quick as you can, right? If this was going to sway anybody, don't you think you would want to make this announcement before us? Because what it is basically what it sounds. So usually, if you live outside the country, you get a tax from the IRS, and then you also get taxed from, whatever country you're on. And his vow saying that, we're going to end the American side of it is pretty fucking big. If I'm overseas, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go with that guy, right? I'm not going to be double taxed. Now, there have been ways, the foreign earned income exclusion and the foreign tax credit have mitigated some of this, but it usually doesn't eliminate it. He's promised to eliminate the complexity in navigating U.S. tax obligations, which was one of his calling cards in his first presidency, making the tax code easier, right?
Making it great again.
Making it great again. And his quote, you've been wanting this for years and nobody has listened to you and you deserve it. And I'm going to do it. It's the right thing to do. And no American leader has ever been willing to stand up and commit to you the way I have on many things. But this is a very important element for your safety, security, and frankly, for your wallet. So, Dave, what do you think about this as another campaign promise?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's fine. And the thing is, it's not even like a libertarian streak, even though he did go to the Libertarian Party and speak there.
Yeah.
It's more of he is a populist.
Yes.
People are correct when they frame him as a populist, and populists go with what they think that the tide is going. Generally, like he obviously has his stances. There's things he's not going to be pushed on. Like the man hates drugs, but
yeah, he does.
Yeah, but
he also, in his defense too, he hates drugs because he doesn't drink.
Because his brother OD'd.
His brother OD'd.
Well, no, not OD'd. He drank himself to death.
But he doesn't do any of those things. So it's like for him, he's one of those people that doesn't participate in it. So he's like, fuck it. I live a great life. You should too, like type of thing.
Yeah. But that he generally goes where the tide is going. He actually tries to implement the things that he hears that people want. So that's why he would do something like this. And I like it. I mean, the less taxes, the better. We're taxed to hell. So why wouldn't I want less tax? And especially for those living overseas, who knows? I could at one point be living overseas. So that would be awesome. It would be really
You're
cool.
going to go to Japan and volunteer as one of the guys to impregnate the Japanese.
Look, if they have a breeding pass, I'm fine with it.
No, well, they legitimately do.
They do and they don't. I doubt it's not easy pickings, But
you go there, and as you land, they just like have a lineup, and it's like, take one with you.
And who knows? Maybe the 2D women in Japan are that persuasive. You never know until you get there.
We just went in a weird territory.
We've
been on a weird stream as it is already.
It is true. But no, this is a good move in general. Honestly, getting rid of taxes in any kind of form, people are going to be behind for the most part.
Yeah, and like they just go through some of the things that Trump has talked about. Like they said, even though he hasn't had a concrete tax plan laid out, he's going to extend the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which help money flow. He's exempting tips and overtime pay from taxes. And he said he's going to tariff the shit out of people for U.S. manufacturing to make sure like that come to companies outside the U.S. get tariffed.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to cut the 21% corporate tax rate to 15%, which was his 21% corporate tax rate that he already had, which was so fucking bad that the Biden administration didn't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But only for companies that make their products in our country. So he's quite literally going back to what he said. Like, if you make things here, you're good. If you make things outside of here with the intention of bringing them here, and you know what, in general too, he more gets pissed about when they go down to Mexico, when places move to Mexico or somewhere like that, and then still make all their money here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's incentivizing them to stay here by keeping things as cheap as they can. So it's exciting what he's doing. We talked to some of the big businesses about moving fully expense for new manufacturing, 100% tax write-off. That's awesome. That's going to help companies. There was another cool thing for consumers. Trump said that interest on car loans would be fully tax deductible, similar to interest on home loans. Now, I don't think people realize how awesome that is, okay? Because if you can make your interest a write-off, that is huge. Because interest is what fucking kills you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you could sit there and then get a part of that back in your tax returns, that's big. Because interest is usually what kills you on any loan. It's not the principal, it's the interest.
Yep.
So I don't think people realize how absolutely massive that is and how it's going to help the everyday American in their tax returns.
Mm-hmm.
Because, there's people that look at it and they know they're going to have to pay the government, right? That's usually just how their tax return works. But if you just bought a car or if you're paying a loan, now you're going to have to pay them less because you're going to be getting some of that back. So that's also huge. They highlight some of Kamala's, things that she wants to do. She some tax policy proposals, but she's releasing a policy book, which I didn't read. I might read it. She promises to restore the expanded tax child credit up to $3,600, and for the first year of a child's life, increase it to $6,000. Which honestly, I think a child tax credit is not a bad thing. Have children. That's one of the things that I'm not mad about. That I agree with Kamala. Child, incentivize people to have kids, incentivize people to create families. That's a good thing. I think it should be for married people mostly, though. But I digress. Harris has also pledged to push Congress past a federal ban on price gouging, expanding and make permanent the tax credit enhancements for the Affordable Care Act marketplace plans, and extend a $2,000 cap on out-of-pocket costs for drug prescriptions. So that first one, price gouging, that's communism, everybody. Putting price caps on anything is always what socialist and communist nations do, and it always leads to negative things. Go look up any country that has ever had communism or socialism that is price capped. Their economy fucking takes a nosedive. So that's a red flag. Outside of that, tax credit enhancements for Affordable Care marketplace plans. I mean, I think that's something that Trump did. So we should be cementing a Trump policy again, because Kamala loves Trump policies, and extend the $2,000 cap on out-of-pocket costs for drug prescriptions. I mean, again, I think that's another. I think that might have been in the ACA that Trump just continued or concreted. So fine, right? It's not like she's doing policies that are already there. Her policies aren't these brand new fucking things. So Dave, what do you think on top of all the things that they're both proposing? Obviously, I know what side we fall on, but like Kamala's very vanilla with what she's proposing.
Or what? Because the thing is that what she's proposing is not what she's actually going to do. That's what we have to actually understand here. What she's proposing means fucking nothing. Like, just like what she is, as in just a puppet for rhetoric, all the things that they propose are just rhetoric. It's not what they're actually going to do. It's not what they're actually want to do, because she's not the one that makes the fucking plan. She's not the one that's actually going to do anything. It's the people, her advisors, whoever's behind her, or whoever's pushing her on this. Same thing as Biden. Everyone has known that Biden is a corpse in office. And we are only allowed to acknowledge it mainstream wise for a little bit, but only to get him to drop out of race. And now we don't care again. So it's the same thing. These people don't actually run their office, and people behind them run it. And that's been the biggest issue. It's people that are not elected, not actually having any stone cold beliefs, not actually having any stances, that are going to go ahead and implement them in their office. So it's like, some of that's like, okay, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily matter, because who the fuck knows what they actually want to implement during this time? Because let's be honest, if it's anything similar to what the Obama plan and even the Bush plan was, it's a managed decline. So it's all stuff that it's not about Americans making money and Americans even having some type of American dream. It's about, let's bring us down slowly so it doesn't hurt as much when we're trying to make every country as equitable as possible.
Yeah, and that's honestly what it is. And the thing is, Obama made that was the thing that Obama said.
He actually said,
we have to do a managed decline. And he said it over and over and over and over and over, that our country is in a managed decline. So when anyone tries to say, hey, they're, tries to argue and say that the leftists are trying to bring the country down, Obama was flat out saying, hey, we're on the decline, we're on the downturn, and we're just going to have to manage it. We have to accept the fact that people, here's the thing, I love the fucking amnesia that everyone has about all the things Obama would say. Obama's whole presidency was saying, we're a bad country. We should be apologizing. He went on a fucking apology tour for the first 2 years, apologizing to every country about how bad we were to them and things like that. And then he would always say, like, hey, we're a nation on the decline. We're on the downturn. Our best days were behind us. And and that was a guy that was preaching hope and change. And what was this hope and change? Hope that we can go fuck ourselves. So it's like, no, we have so much amnesia about it.
And that is where we get lost in the weeds on a lot of these things. Cause I know a lot of people want to be like, just give me your policies. Just give me your policies. The thing is that even Trump, who didn't follow through all his fucking policies in the first 4 years, people don't fucking do their policies, dude.
Never.
They're just trying to get your vote. That's why you're trying to figure out who you're actually voting for and whether or not they're going to implement the things that you would like. Because them spewing out policies that sound nice to you doesn't matter at all.
No.
It matters not a single fucking bit, not a single iota. So you got to think a little bit deeper than that and stop being so shallow on what you're thinking. I get it. I understand, because you want to be able to just give information and then you decide on it. That's not how simple these things are, unfortunately. It'd be much nicer. It'd be much easier for us to do that.
So now we're going to go on to making fun of Kamala Harris, because why not?
Also, big ups to Nate. 3-1 today. 0 losing weeks.
Nate, that's fucking awesome. That's hard to do. But we're going to make fun of Kamala. So Barstool had a really cool, really funny skit on Kamala's appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Did you see this, Dave?
I didn't know it was a Barstool skit. I didn't actually see it. I saw I saw screen.
I think I shared it in our little group thing. But it was a Barstool skit. So ready, let's watch this. No, if we can hear it.
Yeah, no, Instagram sucks with this.
I know, this is terrible.
To have you here today to talk about your positions, not only in politics, but also in the bedroom.
Oh my god, thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be here. I love Call Her Daddy.
She
you know
does a
what the
really
strongest weapon a woman has in this world?
The Gluck 9000.
Their voice. But I do carry a Glock. It's...
People want to talk fracking. I want to talk
just to let the daddy gang know, I relate to you. You know, I deal with the same problems you deal with. You know, we're all horny girl bosses, just trying to get to the top, you know. And being middle class,
Are you into bondage?
Oh my god, Alex, you know, when I was a prosecutor, I put a lot of men in handcuffs.
Let's talk Donald Trump.
Let me be clear, you know, Donald Trump is neither mindful, nor demure, nor brat. Okay, when I'm elected, I will be the first president to pee sitting down.
What about FDR? Kamala Harris.
So that's fucking good. That's really good. I know Barstool did it.
Barstool did it.
I don't know if someone actually they probably brought it up, but her going on Call Her Daddy is like the worst possible. I get that they're trying to reach that base and trying to energize them, but she already has a past of becoming higher in her career through utilizing the Glock 9000.
Okay, but not even that. That is the most pointless podcast for her to go on, because the stupid, mindless bitch that watches and likes Call Her Daddy, that only wants to talk about sex, that is probably white and college educated, is already voting for Kamala. She didn't earn a single voter from
yes. So in that aspect, yes, you're not turning a voter over to you, but the aspect of trying to energize a base to get them to go out and vote, because it's not just about, oh, I want to vote for this person. It's about, oh, I'm going to go out and vote for this person. That in that aspect, it makes sense to go on a podcast like that. Now, whether or not it actually worked.
Apparently Call Her Daddy lost thousands of followers after that, which is
that's not surprising, because look,
you don't want to politicize it.
I heard. Well, the thing is, I heard about Call Her Daddy all the time years ago, just from posts on everywhere. The thing is down. I guarantee you, it's down now. She's at a Barstool. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not a Barstool podcast
and anymore. It was 2 people at that time. Now it's just her alone.
Exactly. So it's been on the downhill slope, which is going to happen.
Like the 3rd biggest podcast on Spotify still.
Is it? I'm surprised.
Yeah. No, Call Her Daddy's like 3rd or 2nd biggest podcast.
I've heard not a goddamn peep out of that thing for a long, long time.
It might be the algorithm that you're just not seeing, because it's not our demographic. Because here's the thing,
that's
before,
fair.
When
that's
it was
fair.
on Stool, we would see it because Stool is directed towards guys.
That's fair, but I also I see a lot of other things from other podcasts, so I'm just surprised I don't see it. Well, either way, for her to make that choice to have her on was not a good decision, and it wasn't exactly a good decision for Kamala either. Because while I gave a good reason for her to go on, I don't think it worked. I don't think it energizes anyone. Honestly, The View is a better one for her to go on. Was the better, because I think she did go on it, right?
She did, because of all the wine moms and
stuff. But The View was the better one for her to go on. I know we make fun of it, but you know, those are the people that she wants to go out and vote. Those are the people that are going to see that and be like, yeah, you know what? I do have to go out and put my vote in.
I agree. And I think the Call Her Daddy chick did go on Rogan once.
Yeah, Alex Cooper, I think her name is. I think she's been, which Trump on J. Yes. Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, we broke that yesterday.
And Joe Rogan tweeted out today, I think he actually asked the question of like who wants to see Trump on Joe Rogan Experience, which I think might have been like a redundant question. Like he's already going to have him on. I think he's trying to
hype it up a little.
Yeah,
which is funny because you don't need to hype up that podcast.
You don't. But either way, I'm interested in what's going to happen in there. I'm interested in how long Trump's going to be on there.
He's going to get like $1 billion deal just off the ratings from that show. It's going to be insane.
Because I think he's been giving an hour, which is actually a good amount of time.
I think Trump will give Joe Rogan 2 hours. I think
Rogan
usually goes for 2.
Yeah. 2, 3,
I think Trump, because he knows, number one, Trump's smart. He's not an idiot. He knows the importance of that show. If he does a lesser show than some of the others, if he gives 2 hours, people aren't going to care. If he doesn't do the 3-hour marathons that they do. But if he gives 2 hours, and the thing is with Joe Rogan, I feel like it's one of those shows that as a guest, you don't feel the time as much. And they take breaks and things like that.
Yeah, I can see him giving him 2 hours because he went. So Theo Vani went for 50, which I think is his best interview ever. If you haven't watched it.
Yep.
And Flagrant, which he just did with Andrew Schultz, he went for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So he could definitely give Joe 2 hours.
Absolutely. So there's that. So now let's keep on making fun of Kamala here because it's fun, number one. And number two, this is actually from Dave, your favorite place, SNL, which I found interesting that they did this. So this is the title of
Mad was better.
Harris tries to quash alcoholism rumors by drinking before going on TV. And this is from wokespy.com. And regardless of the things, there's a sketch on Saturday Night Live, which I will say Maya Rudolph does a great fucking rendition of Kamala too. But let's go ahead and let's listen to this one. This one's good.
Okay, he's out there. He's doing his thing, whatever that may be.
Okay, come on, just relax. You know, you haven't had a night off in 3 months. Do you want to watch something less stressful like the Menendez Brothers show?
I don't know, Dougie. I kind of wish I had picked Josh right now.
Oh, Josh Shapiro?
No, Josh. Cabernet.
Look, Tim'll be fine. It's not like he's going to say something crazy.
I've become friends with school shooters.
Not bad.
I actually thought that was pretty good. And they had other ones like, the thing is, they realized that she's the one they're allowed to make fun of because they didn't like her either. There's montages. I saw a montage before of just all of the people while she was VP saying she's the worst VP pick. She's this, she's that. And these are the leftists saying.
Well, that's what made it so disingenuous when everyone tried to turn into her biggest fan. And also why people see right through it and be like, no one likes Kamala Harris. Literally, no one likes her. Like, they just don't.
So this is the video of her drinking a beer with Stephen Colbert. So let's see if this makes her more likable.
Hey, Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank.
Maybe
I'm
it's
a
not.
huge fan. Hey, what is your #1 tip
I hate
for
it's
saving
stupid
money?
ad.
Easy.
Get out of here.
You will end up needing dentures if you don't reverse dental
my
decay.
goodness.
Here's how
Why?
Sarah saved her teeth and gums.
One more.
Somebody
One more.
they can have a beer with. So would you like to have a
Shout out
beer
to
with me
Rum.
so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. This was... Now, we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You were,
Because she's so American and middle
I'm
class.
just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
Okay, so cheers. There you go.
cheers.
There you
Nobody
go.
wasted it. You could see it.
Ooh. That tastes like the beautiful city of Milwaukee,
The
Wisconsin.
champagne of beers.
There you go.
All right, we're not watching.
Oh,
all that.
that's the thing, dude. And I know some people would want to disagree with this just because they want to argue, but her voice
is awful.
She sounds consistently nervous, consistently like she is so unsure of what she's saying.
Yes.
Like right there is supposed to be her. Oh, you can sit and have a beer with me moment. We could just sit and chat. You would never want to chat with someone who sounds like that. You want to be like, are you fucking okay? Like, do you need help? You're going to start digging into her past life and what's going on recently because you don't know what's going on with this person. Like,
Nate,
it sounds
I didn't see the
terrifying.
Awful Stern interview, and not even that, Dave. I wouldn't want to talk to her.
No, I know
After
that.
like,
But I'm saying
fair enough.
I'm saying if you actually wanted to sit down with this person in the first place, you would be concerned for them with how they're speaking and their inflection points. It just doesn't sound like a normal speaking voice.
And then we'll watch some of this video because this is her looking drunk all the time. So
Because when we think about the strength of our democracy,
You know, I think that there's a duality to the nature of democracy. In fact, recently I was in Nevada. I'm in these streets, let me tell you, I'm everywhere. Never let anyone take your joy from you. I call myself a joyful warrior. Right? Never let anyone take your joy from you. You do what you gotta do.
Remember when I played the Geeks and Nerds clips?
Yeah.
For Harris?
Yep.
I can't remember her name. I played Wonder Woman. Jesus.
Oh,
Sergeant L, I think. Either way. It sounds like her.
And here's
it sounds like her. And she sounded like she was messed up the whole time.
It's either one or the other. It's either she's fucked up or she is so incredibly nervous.
Yeah.
Like you said that. And here's the thing. It would be so much fucking better for her campaign right now to come out and say, hey, your vice president and the woman that wants to be your commander in chief does suffer from incredible anxiety, and she is not a fan of public speaking.
Maybe
and she is coming out there now and she's doing her best. It might be too late now. It sounds like an excuse.
No, I don't even think that'd be a good move in the first place because as a leader, now maybe in this day and age,
it would work.
You could win some people over, but I still think the majority of people would say we can't have someone that suffers from anxiety as a fucking leader of the country. We can't. We just simply can't. You have too much to do. You have too much on your shoulders. You cannot have that.
The Democrats have the retard horde, okay?
Yeah, but how many do they? They don't have enough that would actually vote for.
They convinced enough people to vote for a man that didn't leave his basement and shit his pants.
The man that didn't leave his basement had a good senior vote because they liked him before he was like that. You have to remember that.
I think if they played the
you have to remember that. The same senior vote that would have the thought of we can't have someone that's that weak as a leader. Biden had the senior vote from his past. They didn't fucking care. They're half foot in the grave anyway. It didn't matter to them.
My plan would give them a better chance for a sympathy vote, though, on a lot of people where they would say, hey, she's been a prosecutor. She knows how to handle her business behind closed doors. She just does not like public speaking. It causes her anxiety. And I think right from there, you do that.
And I think that's why they haven't done it because I don't think they can see it working either.
I think
I would never fucking
debate with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump looks like even more of a meanie.
Like I get why you're saying it. I get why like the perception of
floundering.
But yeah, I know. But if I was advising her, I would no fucking way. No one has a hint of that. I would rather people think that she drinks every fucking day, every minute.
Her and Pelosi were just.
110%. I'd rather have her open her fucking fridge and have just wine all down that bitch. Some of it already drank. I don't even care. Like, I would rather that than have that come out because people are like, well, that's relatable. I kind of need a drink in this economy. So I would much rather have her be a drunkard than have her have that type of anxiety. I wouldn't be able to flow with the other one.
All right. So if we're talking about retarded leftists, let's keep going. Let's keep this.
Stern didn't bother to go in studio. What he did it from his house? That's hilarious.
He really well, listen.
Kamala was even weirded out by how shitty Stern is now. Yeah, he's awful. He turned his back. The same thing as a lot of people. He got his fame, then he kicked the fucking ladder out. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna do all the edgy shit. I'm gonna say all these damn things." And then once I get to a certain point, no one else can be the fucking same.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Exactly. No, you guys shouldn't be able to say this. That's fucked up and stuff like that. Get the fuck out of here.
And not even that. The guy got famous from bringing porn stars in and having them touching their boobs, having them sit on a Sybian and come live on the fucking radio, and also for denigrating women constantly, bringing them on, having them show them their tits and go, "Oh, those aren't that nice. I'll get you a boob job." Like guaranteeing these women boob jobs because their boobs looked weird. Like Howard Stern is a piece of shit. But that's why people used to listen to him and like him because he was a piece of shit.
He had good radio. It was good radio.
Tortured his producer, Baba Booey. Tortured him all the time. He would fucking make fun of Beetlejuice, the fucking little black midget dude. And just fucking, he was a terrible person. And he still is. The thing is, it's always the shittiest people like him that all of a sudden become holier than thou.
Yeah. They somehow have these huge morals that you have to abide by as well. Like, go fuck yourself.
He's a piece of shit. Jesus. Howard Stern is a absolute piece of shit. And you know what the thing is? I guarantee his ratings suck right now.
No, 100%.
I guarantee it. Opie had a great tweet about asking if Stern would be throwing Bologna at her ass. Yeah. Or here's the thing. Did he ask Kamala to see her tits to see if he can get her a fucking boob job? Be like, hey, you're advanced age. Let me see what you got working with there. Hey, Robin, how do those look? They're a little bit saggy now. How old are you, Kamala? Let's get you a boob job. You'll look better on the campaign trail if they're sitting higher, honey. Like, that would have been the old Stern, right?
Yep.
The old Stern would have done something exactly like that. And he's a pussy now. And he's a bitch. He made his money.
Mm-hmm.
He was a loser during COVID.
Oh,
where he was sitting in his house crying in a multi-million-dollar mansion, being mad at anybody else going out. Like, dude can eat a whole dick, and he would probably like it at this point because he probably hung out with Diddy and was one of Diddy's slaves. That is, I am fucking saying it. I don't care. I'm putting it out there. Anyway,
he did. That is an assumption he is making. That is speculation he is making.
It's fucking libel, goddammit.
Speculation. It is speculation.
He did it in Power World.
It is speculation. Let's move on.
Yes, Dave. No one's big enough to care about us anyway.
That's it. It doesn't matter. You needed CYA, man.
So here's the thing. U.S. Labor Board here accuses Apple of restricting worker / and social media use. I'm not going to read this whole article. I already read it, but I'm not going to read it to you guys. But the long and short of it is, let's go. So this person was fired, and she was fired. Let's see. Janiki Parrish says Apple fired her in 2021 for playing a lead role in employee activism. Parrish used Slack and public social media outlets to advocate for permanent remote work, distribute a pay equity survey, detail alleged sex and race discrimination at Apple, and post open letters critical of the company, according to the complaint. So, Dave, would you want this employee at your fucking job?
No, not at all. We talked about this before, because we talked about the topic a little bit before coming on. And it just makes absolutely no fucking sense if you actually wanted to do the things that she wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You could just make another group that's outside of business with their coworkers in order to do this stuff instead of doing it in the business group chat. Like, you're personally trying to make it as bad as possible and then acting like you're being oppressed when you're not. You shouldn't be able to do that in a business group chat. That's just stupid. You have concerns that you want to voice to other coworkers, do it in another group chat outside of the business one. It's ridiculous.
And the thing is, it's like, there are ways to go about it, right? Like, if you have gone to your management for things and you have sat there and you've gotten no results, or you've gotten kicked down the road or nothing, and you're already sitting there looking and saying, hey, I might want to leave this place anyway, and then you want to whistleblow about shit going on, that's different, right? That's where social media is there for. We've seen that happen. Mm-hmm. But if you just want to be willy-nilly, complain about your job, say whatever the fuck you want about your bosses, and there be no repercussion at all, or say what you want, like, she wanted to make a big thing about sex and discrimination. Basically, I can accuse whoever the fuck I want of what I want, and there has to be actionable things. Not even necessarily an investigation, actionable things against people because I said so. Mm-hmm. This is your traditional leftist bitch on a power trip. And it is ridiculous on its face. And then last week, apparently, they accused the company of requiring employees nationwide to sign illegal confidentiality, non-disclosure, and non-compete agreements of imposing overly broad misconduct in social media policies. I would love to see what the overly broad are. Because in any workplace, you are not allowed to openly go out and publicly, widely disparage your company to the point where you could affect their sales. Because when it affects the bottom line, now you are doing something that hurts them, and they are allowed to fire you then. You cannot sit there and walk into Apple, take one of their phones, buy an Android, go there and say, hi, I'm an Apple employee. Android is significantly better, and let me show you why. And make a whole video series about that because you work for the company and because you cannot disparage your own company in that way. And that's fucking ridiculous that this person wanted to sit there and be able to start mutinies against their bosses and have it be okay. That is never okay. You get fired for that. And I hope, listen, I'm no fan of Apple, Dave. You know this. I'm not an Apple guy. I think Mac products are meant to break. Yep. I think that their phones are like for retards, to be quite honest. They make the most simple OS so most people can use them, which is smart. But even Steve Jobs said, if you can't afford our phone, you don't deserve to have one. They don't like people. I think Apple's a shitty company. But in this situation, Apple absolutely deserves to win this. That bitch deserves to be fired. Hey, Matt's back. What up, Matt? How's it going?
What's up?
That bitch deserved to be fired, okay? because she was a bad, disgruntled employee. Period. You get rid of disgruntled employees that are going to cause problems in your office. If there are legitimate concerns, and it wouldn't have been just her.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, and this is, I mean, if you want to come back on, we're not going to, I don't know how much longer we're going to be on for, but the thing is,
just come back on the link, Matt. The same exact link.
Yeah. The thing is, these are the people that.
No, you're not playing FIFA on the stream. Now, fuck off, Matt. Now you're not coming back on.
These are the people these companies hire. And this is actually the normal person, not the normal person. This is what the middle management looks like that's killing a lot of companies. These types of people. They might not come out and do something as dumb as what she's doing when just going into the company group chat and trying to do all this. Because like even if she wanted to whistleblow, she should kind of do it in a smarter way. I don't necessarily understand how you whistleblow this way.
It's not whistleblowing. This is just being angry.
Exactly. But these are the people that they hire. The people that don't even think about any of this stuff. They don't think at all. They just move on and they try to bring up this ruckus, and they can do this consistently. And we're seeing this in a lot of venues, like in gaming, because I look at a lot of gaming stuff. Like you see the community managers, the people that are hired for those areas. They cause all these uproars with people that are buying their games or might buy their games. So it's the same type of person. They cannot think about what they're doing and then just not have their lips fucking move. And then just wait a minute and actually think about what they're going to say or do next.
Well, because they're told that they've been told since they were young, they're the most important person in the room. Their opinion counts, their feelings count, and that everyone needs to listen to them and react to them and respond to them immediately. And if they don't, then it's because there's some sort of slight against them. They either hate them because they're a woman, they hate them because they're black, they hate them because they're this. They're not listening to them that. And God forbid it's a white dude that's not listening to the bullshit complaint that they have. It's the patriarchy. And it's so there's always a reason for why their complaint and their immediate complaint is not being heard right then and there.
Yep.
And it's never the fact that maybe they're fucking stupid or that it's just not something that is very important. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Matt,
I want 800 for rent. Also, yes, iPhones are for people that like training wheels. Yes. But to be fair, a lot of people need the training wheels and they don't want to go into their phone much more than they already are. So
listen, it's fine. But I just hate iPhone users and their haughtiness. Like, oh, I have an iPhone. Yeah, you're retarded. You can't work a real computer. You don't know how to do and like you can't work a computer. You can't work anything technical. You don't know how to do anything like that. So go away.
Yeah.
Like then that's fine. But Matt's trying to haggle here.
Yeah, he's trying to haggle. You can haggle at another time.
He's trying to haggle in the chat. He's trying to disrupt the stream.
Yeah, really.
Which he's working. But so here's the thing, though. In a way, Apple deserves this.
Yeah.
Because Apple, in a statement,
like I said, it's who they hire.
Provided by a spokesperson on Friday, says committed to maintaining a positive and inclusive workplace, and it takes employee complaints seriously. The fact that they use that second word, inclusive, that is a code word for we are going to accept you. We're going to accept you in everything that we say that you do. So you know what? They deserve it.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's who they hire. This is specifically the type of people that they're looking for, and they're going to eat all the madness that comes along with it. They don't care because they want these types of people.
Yeah, 100%. So, Dave, you wanted to mention the video game space. You talked about it real quick. Let's talk about it because they actually Americans spent a shit ton of money on video games this year.
Yeah. Now, have to give me a hot second.
Real quick question on this. Did you read the article? I hope you read the article.
Yes.
Okay. Does this include all video games, mobile gaming, and the prices played, like things on mobile gaming, streaming? Is it all inclusive or does it leave out some things that you know of?
Let me look at it again real quick because it went into like household prices and all those types of things.
Okay.
Hold up.
Because that's interesting because it made a ton of money, right? And I wonder which made the most, but we've seen one of the worst years in layoffs since the fucking video game crash back in the late 80s, right? Or what is it, late 80s, early 90s, that the video game crash happened. So this has been, and if you want to hear the documented of how much, listen to Side Scrollers regularly. Whenever it happens, they have a tally.
So you do have to remember, those are different places that might not be making that much money.
That's true.
And also, they're putting a lot of money into making these games in the first place.
Yes.
So they need a lot in order to just offset how much.
Does it have that comparison of
it does not have
development versus price? Because I would like to see that too. Because if you're saying, hey, they made 57.2 billion, but they cost 50 billion, that's not a great profit margin, right?
Americans spent 57.2 billion on video games last year. Here's how it breaks down by household. So
we talked about the chicken Big Mac. What did we get the fuck out of here?
The average American household spends $400 annually on video games, and this is likely a conservative estimate.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Married households with kids pay more. That's just going to be obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So they go into how it can spend a lot. And they said the average American spent $435 on video games, including consoles and accessories, which also is interesting because like consoles nowadays are $600-700.
Well, you know what though? What they're trying to say though is if you buy it once and you average in, like you're not buying the most people aren't buying both the Xbox and the PlayStation.
But
you're getting
it's also pretty conservative. It assumes one gamer per household, and that's just not normal.
No.
And it said the top 20% of earners spent a whopping $1,722 on other entertainment in 2023, which includes video games, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And married couples with kids reported average expenditures of $955 on other entertainment last year. And it's only expected to grow.
Yes, of course. Well, is this account for inflation though too? Because obviously prices are all higher. So it's like, games when we were young, Dave, it was $50-60 were your new games. And that was expensive. Now 70 is the average. And then that's on your AAAs. If you were getting the single quadruple A, it was $85-80, right? For the Skull and Bones, wasn't it?
No. I think Skull and Bones is actually the normal $70 price.
But then, regardless, though, that's for the normal games. That's not with any of the add-ons that they give.
Yes,
for a lot of
the DLC,
games. Not the DLC. No, but some of them are coming with certain things too that make them like if you want to buy this extra legendary edition. And
so if you want to go like Star Wars Outlaws, Outlaws had multiple packs. The highest was 120. Which is fucking insane for Star Wars Outlaws.
Terrible.
And that included some DLC, I think. It actually included like a Jabba mission in there, which is stupid. But yeah, a lot of games nowadays, they're $70 AAA games. They're $70 base. And usually, to be quite honest with you, the game has a whole bunch of content in it that is the DLC, and they cut out content to make that the DLC and give you whatever is left over as the base game,
which is ridiculous that you have to pay for DLC in order to complete the games, which is why one of the main reasons I got out of gaming, because they sell you half completed and broken games, and then you have to pay in order to finish it, which is crazy. So I want to get to some stuff here. Nate G talking about the pricing, which is wild. Two of my favorite games
because those are
Days to Die and Project.
Those are not huge games, but they're good games, but they're not fucking huge games.
Santos asked a legit question here. I don't know if they have that. How much was spent during the Steam summer sale? Does it have anything in that?
No, not in that article.
There might be an overall, because that's actually interesting because obviously with sales happen, people are going to buy more. I know there was a sale on PlayStation. And that's when I bought the Crash Bandicoot one for $28 instead of $75. It has to be good amounts done there with the Steam sale. Putin price hikes. Nate.
The real quick AI overview, but it's from 2015. 160 million in revenue.
So that's from 2015 for that sale. So you'd imagine, let's just bring that up to almost 200, because you're looking at our time now, inflation, more things like that. And more players, how many more players there would be 10 years later, you're probably looking at easily 200 million, if not more. If I'm just, round balling that.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, this is growing and growing and growing, and there's more money being put into it. Yes, 110%. But the reason why we're seeing so many companies cutting people and losing people is because they are putting a ton of money into it themselves, and they themselves might not be making that profit. Other companies might be making a profit. And you also have like Steam Steam's a carrier of games.
Yep.
Valve is the company that actually makes games, and Valve owns Steam. But Steam carries the game. Steam's lets you buy the license for them. Doesn't let you own the game. Remember that.
Yep. You don't own anything that you buy online. That's not physical.
And Steam has not a million, but like a whole bunch of games that aren't AAA on there. So people are dumping their money into a whole bunch of games that aren't AAA. AAA really gets a lot of casuals, which is why they make a lot of money.
Yep.
But casuals are going to drop out more and more and more because it's $70, and because a lot of games nowadays aren't as good as they used to be. Most casuals will still go for the normal sports simulation games, almost no matter how not great they are, because they just want to play the new one. It's understandable. That's their only fucking thing that they enjoy in games. So, but that's where you're going to see a lot of money go to. Because I'm not going to lie, you probably haven't seen like EA cutting a ton of people.
Nope.
Because they don't need to. Because they're going to make a ton of goddamn money.
And especially now with NCAA, like at 2K is not cutting a bunch of people either, because
you
know, they get their base. If their base comes out, which they always do, they're fine. They can make their next game. You know, it's not a big deal. And I can imagine they keep a lot of the same, like that. To me, they always talk about like the insecurity of jobs. Working for EA or 2K on those games has to give you a lot of job security, because
but you might not be making a lot of money.
You're probably not making a ton.
You're not making a lot of money.
You could probably just survive, but at the same time, you're not scratching for your next job like a lot of these other devs are. They're hoping on that project to be good, but having the sports game, you know, you're making a game every single year, so you can at least make a living probably over there and not, you know, worry about your next job. So I guess there's a value to working for them. But yeah, overall, it is going to get bigger. I'm curious if we're going to continue to see the inflation in terms of how many people are being cut. And now it's going to be interesting, because I think they saw this year. I think a lot of developers saw this year. You don't need all these people involved. You don't need 200 people, 300, 400, 500 people working on a fucking game. You can get a good group of 50 and make a fucking banger of a game at a AAA level that, you know, and the thing is too, you're getting all these people and the games still come out like shit. The games still come out glitchy. The games still come out with a lot of bugs, and it's not worth it. And these studios are burning for it.
Yes. Well, and the thing is because even though you have all those developers, they don't always have
developers. Sorry.
They don't always have the exact way that they're supposed to go with what they're making. Like they don't always have all of these good decisions being made, because they're not the ones that are really being creative in it. They're the ones that are just making the product, right?
Yeah.
It's the people that be creative that are going to be the ones that decide on how good it's going to be for the most part. Developers can only necessarily do so much depending on where they are in the hierarchy and whether or not they're actually allowed creative freedom in what they're making. And for me, a lot of these games are way too big for their britches. They're trying way too fucking much to try to be as open world as possible and to try to do all these damn things. I feel like that's what's hurting a lot of games. That's honestly what hurts Bethesda a lot, because even though Skyrim's fantastic, there's bugs all over that game. Bethesda is known for its bugs. That is what they're known for. They're known for the bugs, and the modding community is amazing. But that's what they decided to accept for some of Bethesda games. Starfield, they didn't. Starfield, they decided not to, because
it was good in spite of its bugs, because the story was incredible, and outside
gameplay
of
was
bugs
fun.
And the attention to detail outside of the bugs, if you went, you could sit there for 100 hours just going to read every book, because they're complete books in Skyrim for the most part, which is insane. You give them a pass because of that attention to detail, which they didn't have in Fallout 4 and they didn't have in Starfield.
Yeah,
I feel like if they were as detailed,
like in Starfield, moving from planet to planet, I'm pretty sure it's just a loading screen.
It's a loading screen because you warp everywhere. Again, I said it would be fun.
Not what you expect for Bethesda.
It would be so much fun if I could sit there and fucking fly and then get attacked by pirates or meet other ships and do other things there. If they took away a whole entire experience, I think people wanted or expected to.
Yes, and that's the issue, is that too many games promise too much and cannot deliver on it, because they're all trying to make this next blockbuster game that gets them a ton of fucking money, and that's just not going to happen most of the time. You might hit, and that's going to really do a lot for you, but unless you're hitting enough, it's going to be really bad for you.
So Dave, let's speak of that. Let's talk about the Silent Hill 2 remake. because you wanted to chat about that. Let's talk about, you had an article that you wanted to bring up about that.
So this article is mainly just because I was annoyed by what this person said. Because the Silent Hill 2 remake came under a lot of controversy, and for good reason. Because the Silent Hill 2 remake messed with some of the models in the game, made some of the models not look great, and there are some other things that people were not exactly excited for. Seeing how it was coming out soon, they weren't entirely sure if it was going to be true to Silent Hill 2 and if it was going to be as fun as the game that they once played.
Which, again, that the devs and the companies need to realize, as the fans, we're allowed to either be excited or not excited or have our opinions or have our criticisms.
Yes.
They can all fuck off if they don't like it.
And this person on Screen Rant decided to write an article saying that because Silent Hill 2 remake has come out, and generally it's been pretty liked, it's been pretty enjoyed, like they've actually done a very good job on it.
Yeah.
And she's saying players are learning the importance of not prematurely judging a video game without experiencing it for themselves. Now, this is one of the dumbest fucking statements you could possibly make on gaming, to be completely honest with you. Because the whole point of putting out these trailers, putting out these screen caps, putting out all these things is to get people to buy and experience the game.
To be excited for it.
Yes. That's the whole point of it. And if that's not working, then you haven't done a very large part of your job. That's the whole point of getting people to want to play this game, because they're not going to experience it for themselves. They don't give two fucks about experiencing it for themselves unless it looks attractive to them, unless it looks like it's going to be a good time and worth the money that they're going to drop on it.
Which, in contrast to that article of them being fucking stupid, you've been playing Sparking Zero, Dave, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is a game that had a ton of hype since 2 years ago when they talked about it, and has continued the hype. And every single trailer we saw got better. All the screen caps we got better. And it had a real chance to be a flop, right? Because we've seen this in the past for a long time. These games that get built up over the years on never end up giving, the goods. They'll be good games, but they're not what they're supposed to be.
At least not on drop when they're supposed to.
Not on drop. Now, Dragon Ball has
No Man's Sky is a pivotal one, but very big credit to the No Man's Sky developers.
They fixed it, and
they for free. They've been fixing and updating it, and now it's the game it's supposed to be.
Yes.
So I like giving them that credit.
They get the credit. And the thing is, like, you're going off of some goodwill with Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball has had some stinker games, don't get me wrong. But the last two games that they made, Kakarot and Fighters, have been fan-fucking-tastic, right? They've done a really good job. Now, Fighters had some hype, not as big though, quick hype. It was hype, but not massive. Kakarot, again, it was like a 6-month hype. We knew it was coming, but 6 months out, they really started to hype it. Sparking Zero has been hyped as
for a while now.
This generation's Budokai Tenkaichi.
Yep.
And they've been saying it, and they've been showing a very similar style to all that, because they got away from Fighters, which was more Street Fighter Persona style.
2D. Yeah. From 2D back to their 3D.
So, Dave, on the fucking, what was it? It was over 100,000 people on the early release alone.
I can't remember if it actually hit 100,000, but it was at least 90,000.
When you were playing the other night, you looked at it. I think it was last.
Well, I wasn't early release. I was not early.
Early release. I know early release was 91,000 was what I saw at one point. 91K.
Yes,
was what
it was near 100,000.
Near 100,000, and only grew because I can't tell you, since its early release.
Right now, it's at 91,500.
Okay. Since its early release, though, Dave, all the reels and that we have seen about the game and the comparisons, and I have not seen a single negative.
Yeah.
A single negative thing to be said about this game. Now, Dave, you have played, you bought it, you played some of it.
You saw it. You saw some of it.
You play it last night. It looks amazing. I'm very tempted to buy a PlayStation 5 and get this, which my wife would fucking kill me. But give us a quick review on Sparking Zero.
Yeah, it lives up to the hype. It is the next in line of Budokai Tenkaichi series, if you remember playing that series, and it really lives up to it. I will say it doesn't have the same amount of might have the same amount of characters, but doesn't have every character like it did Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but has a massive roster, 182 characters.
It adds more because it adds the super characters as well.
Yes.
Which it wasn't around in Tenkaichi. We only had GT Tenkaichi.
Yes, but absolute massive roster. All of the interactions are so akin to the anime and manga. so many special interactions, special moves that happen if you do them with a certain character on a certain character. The episodic battle, which is the story mode, is a lot of fun, and it just, it takes you through the normal story, but you can shift off through routes and different things. They have custom battles. You can make your own custom battle. You can play custom battles from people that have made them online. There's just a ton of stuff in this game. The gameplay is seamless. It's so pretty. Like, there's so many colors in this game. It is an absolute gorgeous game to play, and it's a lot of fun. You didn't see it. I think I texted you about it, but I was doing the Frieza battle before you become Super Saiyan as Goku. Yep. I was base Goku against Frieza, getting my ass kicked, had a sliver of health left, and somehow beat him.
I've seen how impossible that is.
It was so rewarding to do that, to be able to fight off, doing the one last bit of health he needed to hit off me, and then finish the fight and win it. And it felt like how I want every Dragon Ball Z game to play.
Here's the thing. It's supposed to be fucking hard.
Yes.
Dragon Ball was never easy. I have nightmares still of trying to fucking spin the things to hold Raditz to get him to stay still.
That sucked, man.
Through him.
Also, and you might have seen it already, Alex, but in the story mode, there's a normal camera that kind of shows it similar to what was in the anime, but you can click it in and you can go first person from the person that you're playing as. So when you're holding Raditz, you could first person before like the special beam cannon, and even first person after you get hit. You're just looking up and looking through how Goku would have seen it, or even how Vegeta would see it, because Vegeta's also a character, has his episodic battles. So I can't say enough about this game. I love it. I'm going to play it way too much. It is addicting, and it's worth it. I think if you're someone who loved the old Budokai Tenkaichi series and have wanted a game like that again, one that you can just dive into and really play the hell out of, the loop is amazing. And honestly, the movement has so much depth to it that it doesn't seem like it, but there's so much you could do in order to be able to fight. I don't know what you just found. But I think the game is 100% worth it. It's lived up to all of the hype. And I mean, I can't wait to play it after this podcast, to be honest.
So, on that note, you're going to like this one, Dave.
Is it what IGN gave it?
Good old
IGN. I saw this. They gave it a 7.
This is equal.
You know what else they gave a 7?
Equal to Dustborn.
Yeah, Dustborn, Concord. The Starfield DLC got a 7. The thing is, though, this is known from IGN.
Let's read the review. Target Zero is a final flash from the past, sometimes to a fault, but the feeling of traveling back to a simpler time when games didn't have to be balanced or competitive to be fun is still a good one. You don't hate IGN enough.
It says nothing to give it a 7. But the thing is if IGN actually did grade their games, well, no, but I'm saying if they actually did grade their games in some kind of way that made sense, then it would be whatever, because you could give the game a 7. I don't care. But to IGN, and everyone knows this already, it even came out, I think, an IGN would put Tim's on Vegeta, though. Unfortunately, no. But you get it on PC, people may mod that in. They already modded Bald Goku. So Bald like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is hilarious. But everyone knows this, and it came out already. IGN, any game that they don't want to review, that they maybe haven't reviewed, that they don't want to think about too much, they just give it a 7. That's all they fucking do. They don't do anything else. They just give it a 7 and they move on with their lives. They're not a legitimate practice. They don't do anything that would actually give you any kind of qualitative assessment of something. So them giving it a 7 is normal. That's just what IGN is going to do. They don't even go below 5 most of the fucking time. And if they do go below 5, it might be terrible, or it might be going against their narrative. I don't know.
They're probably going against their narrative more than likely.
But IGN should not be listened to ever, because they haven't decided to make themselves a credible outlet.
So I was trying to find, because I saw some reels with some gorgeous side-by-sides of the Dragon Ball anime, whether it's Super or whatever, with Sparking Zero, their animations. And here's the thing. The graphics are a little different, obviously, video game for that. Yeah. But the timing is fucking perfect.
Yep.
And it just goes to show the care that they had with this game, the people making it, were legitimate fans
Yep.
that wanted to bring you the moments that are bringing you back.
Yeah, well, it's
reading
funny.
the manga, watching the show.
Well, it's funny because like little things, like you could do. There's teams of 5. You can make teams of 5 against another team of 5.
Yeah.
And when you make a team of 5, you can't pick the same character, except for Metal Cooler. You can make a team of 5 of Metal Coolers, which is a little thing, doesn't amount to a lot, but it shows that they care and it shows that they know what they're doing with Dragon Ball Z and that they actually love Dragon Ball Z.
It's awesome.
So it's small things like that matter. Like you pick all the Ginyu Force, they do all their poses like they did in the anime, all next to each other, and it's beautiful. It's the small things that show you that they love this, this story. They love the manga, they love the anime, they love everything that Toriyama put into it. And as a fan of Dragon Ball Z, of Dragon Ball, of all of it, really, I think it's worth it. I think it's a game you should pick up and play.
Daima's out. If you're at
Crunchyroll, first episode, Daima's good.
If you have Crunchyroll, Daima came out yesterday with the sub, and I believe on the 18th it'll be available on Netflix for I think it's Netflix for the dub. Will be if you want to wait if you're a dub fan. But Masahiro Nakawa is back as Goku, which Dave, she's not dead.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. It happens.
But yeah, no, it's exciting. And you know what's even more exciting is once this is done, they plan on making more. They want to continue with Super or something, whatever it is, whether it's Super or something else.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for all that. Let's go through. I think we're almost done here, Dave. I think we are almost done here, but maybe we'll go through at least one more. There's a few important ones. Let's get through this one just in case I get bored after. Because I am known to be retarded. So New York Post has this fun little article right here that Elon Musk is doing Elon Musk things again. So here's when Elon Musk walking, talking Optimus robots could come to your house, experts say. So experts are scary, but still, this is not a bad article. So this is what Elon Musk premiered. A bartending Optimus robot, which is fucking cool and can make drinks, walk around, talk, do these things. Elon Musk said he puts these price points for these robots at $20,000 to $30,000 in the long term. Okay. Now he's couching it as it's less than a car, which if it does the thing,
$20,000 to $30,000 is cheap
for a robot like this.
For a robot that can do house duties, yes.
And if it does the things that they're saying it can do, so let's see a little video here. This is the Optimus robot in action, serving drinks.
Boy, he likes me a lot better than that.
But this is right into the Trumpinator. So
boy, he likes
it's a 6-foot tall robot, danced on stage of techno, served up fruity cocktails, and played rock, paper, scissors. If people don't realize just how massive this is as an advancement in AI technology, if you ever seen iRobot, this is right there. Now, Elon said that this robot, blah, blah, blah. No, what does it say? He said that it could be doing, what did he say? Musk said the bots could basically do anything you want, like mowing your lawn, cleaning the kitchen after dinner, babysitting your kids, or just being a friend. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
People will start to dress these up as chicks and get married to them, or vice versa. Mostly guys will do that because guys are fucking weird. Musk is saying that they'll be able to sell humanoid robots by the end of 2025, which is crazy considering that is about less than a year and a half away. There are people to disagree because they see kinks. CEO of CuriPal, Dev Nag, who's a guy that does that, said that it might be 5 or more years before we see Optimus bots in their homes, which is still fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's still
awesome. A short time period. So he says the robot still faces challenges like walking steadily on uneven terrain, lasting all day on a single battery charge, and safely navigating around people and pets, a thornier problem. So here's the answer to some of that. Lasting all day on a single charge. Most people aren't home all day. They go to work. They wake up, they go to work. So if this thing is charging all night, you plug it in. It helps you with your morning duties. Before you get the kids off to school, you put it back in, you plug it in, it's charging again. You plug it in when you guys get home at, anywhere between like 2:30, most people, to 5, 6 o'clock, whatever. If it can't do that, then it's useless, right? So maybe you're looking at an hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning, and then another like 6 hours at night, right? If it can't do that, that's a problem. And Musk would have to figure that out. But if Musk is confidently saying it's going to be there, now if you're looking this to be an all-day nanny, that might be tough because I don't know how good battery technology is, unless you can get something crazy there. But that might be tough, and that's a big ask. You can't even drive your Tesla car all day, okay? It only has 300 plus miles, so that's tough. Most things don't go all day if it's a battery just going and going and going and going. Most batteries die if you're asking them to go all day.
Yep.
So while that is a valid criticism, if it wants to be used as an everyday thing, now, will this robot know that its battery is going down and will it put itself in its own pod like Baymax? Who knows? It may do that, but that's a legitimate, that to me is the only legitimate thing, a charge on a single day, depending on what you're asking it to do.
Yep.
Here's something that I think this guy's fucking stupid for. While Musk is known for his ambitious timelines, most experts believe Optimus will first prove itself in factories and warehouses before it's ready for household use. So the second part makes sense, being it as a factory worker. The first part, Musk is known for his ambitious timelines. So let's go back to the Wayback Machine. Because right now, we see electric cars, and it's a norm to see electric cars on the road, right? You'll see a Tesla, you'll see a Rivian, you'll see, what is it? The Polestar is the other one. You'll see those, right?
I forgot about Polestar. Yeah.
Polestar. Yeah, Polestar is actually, out of all of them, I like Polestars the most because they look like cars. Polestars just look like real cars. I hate the futuristic look of most of these things, except for the Cybertruck. I would buy it for the meme. Anyway.
Have you seen that bus?
No, there's an electric bus.
I gotta look up the Tesla bus.
But I'll keep going. But when you talk about timelines, we forget that when Elon Musk released the Tesla Mark I, everyone was still going, electric cars are going to be great, but we're still 3, 4, 5 years down the road until they're viable. And then out of nowhere, Musk is like, boom, Teslas. And that's when Musk like truly burst onto the scene, was when he really, because he already was the owner of PayPal, he had the Boring Company, all this was a thing. Tesla is what put him on the map because he had SpaceX. So SpaceX was more of like an experimental thing. He was just trying to get to Mars. He had Solar City, but he was kind of behind the scenes with Solar City. Tesla was huge because Tesla came out probably 3, 4, 5 years before anybody thought electric cars are viable. He gets a lot of shit for their shortfalls, but people forget that when he put these things on the road and said, hey, I'm going to give you affordable cars that become ubiquitous, which he did. He has in the long run. Teslas for your middle class family, upper middle class, is an affordable car. You could choose between a RAV4 or a Tesla, right? Because they're both probably in the same price range, which is fucking crazy. No one thought that was going to happen. And then he forced companies like your Hyundai, like your, Rear Rivian and stuff to get into the game. So when you talk about ambitious timelines, this is a guy that does shit. He doesn't just say it. He does it. And if it's not out by the end of next year, it's because Elon Musk found something out that needs to be fixed. It's not that he's wrong about his timeline, right? If all goes according to plan, which again in business, it might not, but if all goes according to plan, Elon's going to put this out at the end of next year and it's going to be functional.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we could trust the man on. When he says he's going to do something, it's probably going to happen. So did you bring up your bus, Dave?
I did.
Let's see it.
This is it. That's what it looks like.
That is quite literally out of iRobot.
It looks pretty cool to be clear. Yeah, it looks better than the Cybertruck. I don't like the way the Cybertruck looks.
The Cybertruck, I picture RoboCop coming out of an arrest.
No, the Cybertruck looks like a poorly rendered like PS1 truck. That's what it reminds me of. And I've seen them in person. I would drive one, of course. I'd probably feel pretty cool in it, but it still looks like it's poorly rendered truck in a PS1 game.
I want to see if I can find the image of those fucking. Yeah, I think this is it for iRobot. Yes. Hold on, let me pull this up.
I haven't watched iRobot in a while.
This is what it reminds me of. I'm just going to share this tab. Do you see that? But pull up my tab, Dave.
Your tab?
Yeah, you see? Oh, it's there. Doesn't it look like that? Doesn't it remind you of the fucking iRobot one? Is that hard to see? Let me make it bigger.
A little bit. Open a new tab, you silly boy.
I am. Shut your mouth.
You're the worst at this.
I'm bad at this.
A little bit. It
reminds me of that. Because if you took the thing, it reminds me. And those are the things that were flying around Will Smith as he was just driving.
Also, yes, Brandon Herrera does need to make a Belfed 4 bore, yes. So we could take care of these fucking robots.
Yes.
When they're ready to take care of us.
I agree. I agree. Brendan Harris needs to get on his shit. But yeah,
he only lost his race by a small amount. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you caught up or you're caught up on that.
No, I didn't fully catch up. But no, listen. I think he should run again. I hope this doesn't.
I
absolutely should because he's
I don't know if he will, but he
should.
He would be much better than the other guy.
Than a lot of people. Okay, Brendan Harris will be much better in the fucking federal government than a lot of people.
I can't remember if it's federal or state. Either way, keep going.
Federal. So boom, here we go. He said they talk about what the bot did in this. This chick and Agnes Zilga Pillai, I can't say her name, get a real name. Works closely with Boston Dynamics, said the 5 robots within 5 years are very optimistic. Bots will most likely be made available to billionaires and other high value individuals within 5 years, but that will take about a full decade retail rollout, which I don't think that's true. Because if that was true, and if Musk wanted to very much close in on like the high end group, he would not have made the Teslas ubiquitous for us. He would have only made it for the rich. So that's why I don't think this is true. I think his goal is to get this bot into as many, I think middle class households. So I think he was thinking maybe upper middle class, similar to his Tesla rollout. Because, and you look at these things, they're fucking terrifying.
I mean, yeah, dude.
That is terrifying. Can you at least give Musk, can you give it a face? Give it a face.
He probably will. I don't know. I really do want to see if someone hasn't watched like a lot of dystopian sci-fi, if they're more cool with robots.
Oh no, these things terrify me.
Yeah, but like I said, you watched dystopian sci-fi. I want to know if someone who hasn't watched a lot is a lot more cooler with these robots.
So here's the thing. This analyst from Wedbush, Dan Ives, spoke with an Optimus robot for more than an hour at Thursday night's event in Hollywood. And he's nearly about as optimistic. He said they'll be in households by 2027, which I think is much more close. Because again, Tesla's rolled out. It took about 2 years before they really got on the road. Like you saw a few, they were novelty. I think we'll see maybe the rich person in school might have their Optimus, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Billy gets an Optimus and Sally gets an Optimus, and they're on the soccer team too. And you're not that wealthy. And then your mom and dad go, shit, I saw the Optimus mowing their lawn. That we don't have to do that anymore. Yep. And then they talk to Billy and Sally's mom, and it's like, no, I just tell the Optimus to go clean the dishes, and then we have time to spend with our kids. And it cleans them perfectly. And then that makes you start to go, look, time is money. I can now spend more time with my kids. This robot can do things that now, again, there's dangers to automation like this because we become much lazier. We forget how to do things. There's also that, right? As human beings evolve, if these things become ubiquitous, we'll forget how to wash dishes. Something that simple, right? We'll forget how to effectively do it. We will forget how to effectively do things. So there is dangers to this because if we use technology as much as we do, we use these fucking phones so much. Enjoy my sticker for my daughter. We use these phones so much that people are forgetting we don't know cursive in this place anymore. Our kids don't know how to do cursive. Something that is easy as signing a check. There is going to be
reading an analog clock.
Reading an analog clock. Yeah. There are things that we are forgetting that are very simple. And, Dave, even probably using a calculator is going to be gone at some point because I'm pretty sure schools are just going to say, hey, take out your phones and pull out your calculator. That is going to happen at some point. Because why pay Texas Instruments when everybody has a calculator on their phone? What is the point?
Yeah.
Wash dishes. Skynet will destroy us all, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Now, here's the thing, though. I have said this before, Dave. I have said it again. I do not trust Elon Musk. The guy's crazy.
Yeah.
He wants to get to Mars. He's a crazy climate guy.
Dude,
I don't want Elon Musk in my house.
Chips in the brain are not something that I usually jive with. Now, the good reasons for it, like if someone has like some kind of disability or something where you could try it out and actually helps them, I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome. Like just the technology in and of itself is awesome. Now, like I said, I've seen so much dystopian stuff that I can't just sit there and be cool with all that stuff because I know what can happen. The possibilities of what could happen. Now, the human mind that's created so much of this weird shit that could happen from this.
Here's
stuff.
the thing, too. Think about this. We don't want a chip in our brain, right?
Yeah.
We get this robot in there. Are you stronger than a robot, Dave?
No.
No. Will the robot put the chip in your fucking head when you're not looking and you have no choice? Yeah.
Well, it also depends on like how they do. Well, whatever. We don't need to go down that route.
No, there's a lot we can go down. The thing is, too, it's like all Musk needs to do is flip the fucking switch on these things, and all of a sudden their faces go red like an iRobot. And now Musk takes over and is saying, like, you know what? You are now fuel to my fucking fire to get me to Mars. Like,
well, I mean, like that's the worry, right? That's the worry.
That he's now a Bond villain. It is the worry that he's a Bond villain.
Yeah.
And he could be. He could be. The guy wants to get
well,
the
it depends. Like, what did you think of him jumping on the stage? Because that picture is hilarious.
Listen, he's on the spectrum. I expected nothing less, okay? He looked like a dude that was on the spectrum.
I'm dark MAGA.
And there's nothing wrong with, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. He was excited. That's how he shows his excitement.
Yeah.
And he's the richest guy in the world. And he can do whatever the fuck he wants, okay? So the last few things I want to leave off with this article. I think there was some interesting back and forth between some of the quote unquote experts. They can handle simple tasks now, but full autonomy for complex household chores is still some time away. Dubravik, I don't know who he was. We didn't introduce him. What makes other household robots like washing machines and dishwashers successful is their ability to handle discrete tasks nearly flawlessly every time, which that's a point. That is a good point. If there's a lot of troubleshooting with this, especially early, that's going to turn people off. You're going to have to make sure these things are foolproof early. And when they get software updates, it doesn't fucking wonk them out, you know, because you don't have the software update your coffee maker. You don't have the software update your washing machine, your dishwasher, unless you have the crazy, stupid digital ones, which I don't know why, but your fridge and things like that.
Well, that's the thing. The digital one, the one that's connected,
are retarded.
Would be the one that a person could take control of. The ones that are not digitally connected.
Like you're like in Futurama when they
the ones that are not a live service.
When the Futurama, when they all come to life and start killing all the humans, and Bender leads them.
Yeah.
So
that's just because Bender's an asshole.
Bender's one of the greatest characters ever thought of on TV.
I know.
But there was a good rebuttal here, and that's where I'll end it. On this one. In 2007, people viewed the concept of a smartphone as off the rails. Now look where we are today. And I think that's a good way. That was this is called writing an article. If anyone wants to know, New York Post just showed you how to write an article. CNN and New York Times. This is how you do it. Taylor Herzlich wrote a very good article with no opinion in it. Guys, it could be done. Anyway. But yeah. So Dave, if this becomes ubiquitous the end of next year and you happen to find yourself with enough change to pay $20K, then I guarantee there'll be loans and things like that. This will probably become like thing. If you could figure out a way to get one of these in your house and it wouldn't break the bank, would you get one?
I don't know. I'd have to hear how it is first, to be completely honest. I would take it like I would take, games I buy and other things like that. I would have to hear reviews of it first. I'm not completely opposed to it because it would make life a hell of a lot easier in a lot of ways. But I also see it as a thing that I wouldn't get for a while just because I just wouldn't end up getting it.
I would buy it and have it sit in a corner for a little while.
That'd be weird. Especially with the conversations that we've had today. That's weird.
No. Here's why.
That's weird.
Because I would be too scared to use it and to teach it. Like, I would buy it and then I would sit there and be like, I don't know if I want to teach you things. Like, I would be fighting with myself. And like, so here's another question. What would be the first thing you would ask it to do if you bought one?
I see. I haven't even thought of something like that.
Well, now fucking think if I asked you a goddamn.
I mean, it would probably be just some menial task, to be completely honest with you. Some menial task that I don't feel like doing. Whatever it could do easily. That's what it would be.
I would ask it to play cards with me. I'd want to see how actually intelligent it is.
That's interesting. I mean, that's an
I
interesting
would ask it to play cards with me. I'd ask it to play poker or blackjack or something.
It's getting wild.
Probably poker, because poker is an actual strategy game.
Yeah.
I would want to see how good its cognitive ability is. Based off that. If it's a retard, I would use it all the time. If it's that smart, I'd probably return it. Like if it destroys me in poker every single time, or like chess or something like that, I play it in chess. Like
I would never try to play it in chess. Chess, it would probably beat you even without being that smart.
I'm saying some sort of thinking game that has a little bit of probability, a little bit of strategy, something like Stratego, maybe something like that. I would play it in, or Risk. Like, okay, like I would do something like that. Play some sort of game like that with it first. That'd be the first thing I ask it to do. If it's incredibly good at it and I never lose and I know it's processing on that sort of level,
yeah,
right back to Elon. Get the fuck out of my
that's
house.
not a bad idea at all. That's not a bad idea.
I feel like that's a good way to test it.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if you were to do that, why wouldn't you just ask someone that already has it instead of actually putting the money into it in the first place?
Because if they've already asked it to do things and it's already learned things, this will be base model out of there. The original.
But then wouldn't that? But then it wouldn't matter, because if base model, it can't do it. It can't beat you. But then after learning stuff, it can beat you. Then if you know that, then why would you teach it stuff so it would get to the point where you wouldn't want it again? It wouldn't matter at that point.
I guess because
you would just have to send it back no matter what.
I guess because by my logic in my head, if it came that smart right away, then there's a nefarious purpose for it right away. This is just trying to collect more on me. If I have to only teach it, because then it's already, if I teach it only what I wanted to know, then I feel a little more safe. If it comes with a bunch of shit preloaded that it already can whoop my ass, and I'm not that smart of a guy.
So my thing is,
and it may come preloaded. It might just be fully AGI.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is just like it. I don't know if that's a good enough justification for even getting it and trying that in the first place.
If it's a fully AGI thing, I may never touch it.
Yeah, it's understandable.
If it's fully AGI, and if I'm sitting there, if I can, if it actually can hold like the fact that the guy talked to the thing for an hour scares me. Because if it can hold a legitimate conversation for an hour,
you could chat with what was the old one? Chatbot for like an hour.
Yeah, but you could tell Chatbot was a retard and Chatbot wasn't giving you anything. Like, you can tell. But I'm saying if this thing has a conversation, like me and you are talking right now, like if I could put Chatbot on a podcast and we could just shoot the shit and it has its own original ideas and concepts, that would terrify me. I don't want things. I don't want these things to have its own original ideas.
I could see that. You'll get people protesting for robot rights very soon.
That probably already happens. There's probably like a ChatGPT or Alexa rights group already that we just haven't heard about.
Yeah, probably.
Probably because everyone's retarded. All right. Let's see. I think we're going to end off on this. We'll talk about the other two tomorrow because we're already 2 hours deep. But I think this one's important because the other one's just going to be me soapboxing like I always do. Why I have my own show, everybody. 2 soapbox. And some of you people listen, and I appreciate that. Or you watch. I wonder how it would do against the
probably really well. Might take it a few weeks, but it'd probably do really well.
Honestly,
it would mean a lot, though. That would actually be a very interesting thing.
Honestly, about, it would probably be illegal.
Yeah. They
probably would sit there, and if you I don't know, if you started doing that good, like you would have to lose intentionally at times. Because if they sat there and they saw you go on like an incredibly good streak, even humans that do it, and say you do it at a dumb luck, like say, Nate, right now you haven't been negative in whatever, 5 weeks, whatever, all season. If you continue this streak all year and you make a good lump sum of money, even if it's actual skill, they're going to come investigate you. Now with the chatbot, if you sit there and do it, they'll absolutely, whatever it is, the Optimus, they will absolutely come and investigate you. I guarantee, Nate, people are already trying to use ChatGPT for spreads and probably doing pretty well. Probably doing pretty well because, it can look at the histories, like pretty recent histories, and that's pretty good. So most of your people with spreads try to do. All right, so let's get to this last one before we cut out of here. Boom, boom, bam, bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So, headline here. It might be time to toss your black plastic cooking utensils per new study. So the long and short of this is there are many kinds of flame retardants. Brominated flame retardants, BFRs, are one of the most concerning types. It's because they're considered toxic and are known to accumulate in the body tissues. BFRs have been linked to cancer, hormone disruptions, and nerve, reproductive, and developmental toxicity, often found in electrical and electronic devices, plastic housing cases, and printed circuit boards. Okay, so that's where they're found. They have been banned in America and in the EU since 2007 and 2006, respectively. They include decabromidiphenols, whatever, ether, deca-BDE, And I'm going to try and say these all. And
why would you? Don't even try.
I'm doing it. And tetrabromabiciphenyl. I thought that one was not bad.
Wasn't bad.
TBBPA, and a host of other flame retardants placed on the two-band BFRs, and are currently considered. And a host of other flame retardants replace two-band BFRs and are currently considered safer, not safe, safer. Okay, including a type of flame retardant called orangutan. Organophosphate flame retardants, okay? OPFRs. While OPFRs are considered safer than BFRs, there are some questions regarding aquatic toxicity of OPFRs, meaning how they affect organisms like fish that live in water, which I don't care about them. Anyway, so what happens when these electronic devices get recycled in the products we use, like kitchen utensils? What happens is they start to mold into your utensils, and it's mostly all of the black items that you own. And they say this is not just down to utensils, but it's also toys, beads, anything that can be recycled into it. Now, they did a study with this. A total of 203 black plastic products were chosen for testing, including food serviceware, 28 of them, hair accessories, 30 products, kitchen utensils, 109, and toys, 36 products. They were from in-store and online, both small, local, non-chain retailers and large chain retailers. Products were either entirely black plastic or had black plastic components and included things like children's toys, Mardi Gras beads, cooking utensils, plastic silverware, and plastic to-go boxes, which are basically like your Asian boxes that you're getting right now, a lot of those. After several tests were performed on each product to test for fire retardants, data analysis were run. A mixture of BFRs and OPFRs were found in 65% of 203 products. Now, I get it. 203 is not a massive study, but it's a pretty good one, right? They bought it from everywhere. And 20% were found with BFRs alone. That's terrifying. Because what they say, too, is as these things collect dust, when you clean it, it puts it in the air and you breathe it in. Now, when you burn it, like you're using with the utensil or you're doing those casings, it's now getting into your food, which is natural because you're getting things off of your stuff like that. So I don't care about what we could do to reduce. It says, like go to metals and things like that and silicones. And they give a shout out for HP and Apple, but it's because they have strong policies to avoid toxic chemicals in products. They said one of the biggest issues with this, Dave, is the recycle products because they don't have to put on their label what they're made of.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Dave?
So I won't go into it, but there is a growing concern of a thing called PFAS in the wastewater and water industry. And like I said, I won't go into it, but that has to do with a bunch of things. Not similar to this and what it does, but like similar to the fact of what it can do. And, there's growing concerns about things that we might not have thought of in the first place, just like this. And you're going to get this, to be completely honest, when you're just using things that you don't know all about. And you don't have no reason to test for certain things because it hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, I mean, it's not great. I do wonder exactly how bad it necessarily is, because especially once we start finding things out like this where it can be toxic, sometimes can be toxic means can be toxic if inhaled this much over this prolonged time. Like, you would need so much in a fucking lifetime, which is like damn near never going to happen. I'm not saying that it has to be with this. I'm just saying there are things
I agree
where it's like, oh, this is dangerous, it's toxic, and it's probably not good in general, but it's something of akin to, well, if you're this bad at taking care of yourself and you're inhaling this thing like every hour on the day, then you're going to die. And it's just like, well, you don't need to worry about it that much. It's a bad thing, but you don't need to worry that much.
I also think that this may need to have us rethink recycling and how we do it.
Yeah.
Because, I don't typically have an issue with recycling. I think it's fine. But then once we recycle it, it goes to professionals that we're assuming are handling it.
We also like recycling is pushed as a big thing. Recycling, there's plenty of places that you split it and they just all fucking put it in landfill anyway. Yeah. So it's not like it's something that's necessarily practiced. Right there next they don't necessarily care. A lot of places don't necessarily care very much because they really can't. They can't afford it a lot of times, to be completely honest.
That's true. So, and in general though, it's like We need to rethink it. And yeah, like you said, and a lot of times they go right in the landfill. And that's why it's always funny. They will have certain different spots for different recyclables, like categorized, because some of them go right into the landfill, others actually go to be reused. Now, it's concerning to me that we're looking at this, and even like you said, Dave, even if it's something like we can use these black utensils and those black bins for the rest of our lives, and maybe only a few of us might actually get the cancer, right?
Yeah.
But if this is known, and this study actually opened up the well, why even take that chance? Now they need to be separating these electronic devices completely and say, hey, now officially these aren't recyclable. Like those things need to not be recyclable anymore. And this needs to become a thing because
I can tell you right now, like I said with PFAS, it will be coming down the pike if it's that big of an issue that people think it is. It will be coming down the pike. There will be regulations and shit on that because, like I said, I know about some other things. And if it's not out yet, obviously, it will be crafted if they think there needs to be some kind of regulation or something to stop these certain things that could cause genuine issues.
Oh, and there's going to be a lot coming down the pike with plastics in general because, you know, we've made plastics in everything. Plastics are quite literally in everything we use. And, you know, and this is a large part, like we talk about petroleum and petrols and everything that we use as well. And that goes to make a lot of the plastics, right? So we're going to be seeing a lot coming down the pike with plastics because now I think the first person died and they did an autopsy and they found plastics in like their brain or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, are we overusing some of these things? We do that, right? Lead, asbestos, like we get these wonder things.
Well, we can go into it, but a lot of people complain about it. But one of the big issues that we have, especially in the United States, I would say, is that like things like the FDA are stocked with people that have worked in companies that work in certain situations, and they pass along things that they like, and they don't pass along things that they don't like.
Exactly.
And we have certain things that we allow in the U.S. that would never be allowed in Europe or in other areas. And there have been issues in that. I mean, I know you don't like them, but that's like a big thing that RFK runs on.
So listen, RFK is good on certain things, but he's a fucking psycho on everything else.
Yeah. So there are things that maybe we could have prevented if we just didn't have people that are legit lobbyists in high positions in certain areas where they could deregulate or regulate certain things. And I'm not saying I'm someone that likes regulations, but if something has the ability to kill you pretty easily, then I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yes. And listen, there's a reason why there's some good things that the federal government does with regulations. And that's why not all of them need to be gone, because we found out like, hey, the start of unions were a good thing with the meatpacking industry. There was actual good use for them. They've been abused a lot now.
Yeah, that way they started wasn't exactly the greatest.
No, it wasn't the greatest. But
firebombing houses isn't exactly how I want to start a movement.
No, but again, it was different time and you did things, but yeah, no. But here's the thing, and I've said for a long time: private unions are what they are. Public unions need to be banned forever. Private unions, you can take case by case basis if they're still effective, but public unions can fuck off. I don't want to give my pocket money to a union lobbyist. Anyway, I digress there. But yeah, well, you know, I wouldn't say go changing your lifestyle completely. It's something to be mindful of. If you only use black cooking utensils, maybe get some silicone ones and rotate them in. Maybe get some wooden ones. Maybe get some metal ones. I wouldn't recommend the metal on the Teflon because then the Teflon comes up and that could be toxic. But get an array, you know, get an assortment. And if you can find a way to slowly start getting them out, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
I mean, I just typically stick with metal or wood.
Metal or wood. Silicone's not bad either. Silicone's pretty good. But
wood's really only a wooden spoon. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. But you know, some of the issue is like the metal ones, they scrape against. And and the thing is, the plastic ones, the deepness of the plastic ones is great. That, you know, they're very good. So, but you know, don't go crazy. But if you can, replace them. Because it wouldn't hurt. And if you can, you know, if you want to get takeout, a lot of people like to reuse their takeout tins because they are good. Don't reuse them. Use them once, throw them away. If you have any of the black ones, get rid of them. Like it's fine. It is what it is. Don't take the chance of this getting more in your system. Don't panic, but just don't take a chance now that we know that it's a possibility. So that's that. That was my little health PSA. Dave, do you have anything else on that?
No, you basically said all of it, honestly.
All right. But on that note, we're gonna get the fuck out of here, Dave.
Yeah,
we're done. It's been over 2 hours.
Yes.
We appreciate everybody for watching. Anyone, whether you're watching on Facebook,
And,
YouTube, X,
like Nate said, Ole Miss, LSU getting wild. They're in overtime right now. I'd suggest you turn it on, Alex, after the show.
I will owe you up. I had to go watch the first episode of Dyma too, so I might take precedent. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Honestly, I found being a nerd taking precedent over sports sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. I have it on right now, so
I might have to go do it. Maybe I'll put that on my phone as I got Dyma on the screen.
Yeah.
But we appreciate everyone for watching. Facebook, YouTube, X, go do all the usual stuff. Follow, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We appreciate Matt for jumping on earlier.
Yes.
Our buddy Santos, he's awesome as
you have
always.
to send him those screen caps.
We have to set. I emailed him one.
Okay.
But I would thank Coach Farrell for commenting. Nate, all of you guys, you're all awesome. We appreciate it all. And we'll be back probably tomorrow. We took yesterday off because I was fucking beat. But we'll be back tomorrow saying what up. And we'll be talking about some more stuff.